Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very 20th episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. Here we are, 210s episodes in, 120 episode.
210s episodes?
4 or 5 episodes. This episode is four times more fifth than the 5th episode was. So if you like the 5th episode, this one's going to blow your mind.
You're out of your depth.
But it's also like 20 times the first episode,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. This is the critical hit episode. This is it. This is as far as the die goes.
Damn.
That's right. This is the Nat 20 of all episodes. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
So TPK?
Yeah, that's it. We're done. That's it. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm the Dungeon Master. I'm Adam Coble. I am joined, of course, as usual, by my lovely friends and adventurers. How has everyone been doing? It's been more than a week. I mean, for us, it's been a day. Yes, we played Burning Wheel yesterday. We don't need to pretend like we haven't seen each other in a long time. But for our audience, they haven't seen us. Maybe if they just are watching this. So hi.
You've aged terribly, my friend. Look at you.
The vagaries
the years
of time
have not been kind.
Yeah, ancient adventurers now. This is what happens when you get old. Just every day is like the worst. It weighs on you. But you know what? That's okay.
I feel that.
Because we can pretend for a moment like the most dangerous thing we have to contend with is killer plants.
Yeah.
We're developing. So I wanted to talk a little bit with you, my friends. We're developing a bit of a pattern here where y'all seem to have no problem with most encounters unless they involve killer plants. What's that about?
Plants are weird. Like, it's a weird enemy. You know what I mean? Like,
in order for the plant to be worth being a D&D monster, it has to do some messed up stuff.
You're right. It's not
really messed up.
It's not like you open the door and in the second room of the dungeon you find an azalea bush.
Yeah, like begonias.
I mean, I guess you could be allergic, but like,
wait, are those dire begonias? They're like big and spiky, but they're still just flowers.
Yeah, they're still just flowers, though.
Come on.
I do like the idea of referring to anything that is larger than usual as a dire something.
Oh yeah, I saw some dire tulips.
We in an earlier game of Dungeons and Dragons from my youth, we referred to humans as dire halflings. That was like the thing in the campaign setting. That there were no humans, there were only dire halflings.
I almost just spat my coffee everywhere.
But at some point in the Dungeons and Dragons monster manual history, dire stuff stopped being just really big and became spiky, right? Yes, anyone who's familiar with D&D knows that this was a thing. Like dire wolves and dire bears used to just be big, but then like at what edition?
Like bone spurred.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta derail this conversation with something that has come to my mind here. Okay, so like you can have a half elf.
Uh-huh.
Can you have a half dwarf?
Yes, Dark Sun has them. They're called Mool.
Okay. Yeah, what happens if a halfling and a human get down? Do you get a half
halfling?
I don't think halflings. Listen, you're not supposed to go to town with a halfling. They're too cute and soft and round, and you don't want to. Don't
what if
think
gnomes
about them
and
like
halflings?
Right. Who would ever want to have sex with a gnome? All right, this is going to bad places.
I already talked about this.
There's a table somewhere. Perhaps in the Book of Vile Darkness that will explain all of this.
I know it.
Ask your parents or guardians if you are allowed to look at the Book of Vile Darkness. Go find it at your local game store. Flip through it. Take it out of the paper bag that you got it in, and find it. There's a table.
Definitely a chart for which races can be with which races in one of the books.
Oh, I'm sure.
The Hustler's Guide to Getting Down.
So what about a halfling and a gnome?
Don't be gross, Blue Jay. Come on.
I already suggested that.
Yeah, don't be gross.
Half gnome?
Yeah.
Okay, the thing is here, we have to assume that there's only half human, half something else, because none of the other species can interbreed, I guess. Like, because humans are just the genetic... Listen, you can have sex with a human, you'll get whatever half thing you want, okay? You want to be a half mimic, just go and put your stuff in a treasure chest. It's fine. That's how it works. All right, you know what? This show.
I'm drinking.
I'm pretty sure.
Literally, as soon as I put my coffee cup to my mouth, say something ridiculous.
Got that sexy lacquer that you like? Smooth exterior. Listen. Someone somewhere is really enjoying this. They're really like they're watching the show and they're like, I'm really
This is the
into it. I'm
content I
feeling it.
subscribed for.
Exactly. Subscribe to twitch.tv
Well,
slash D&D for all your weird talking about how to make half mimics
Go to
conversations.
Twitch. Go to Twitter
right.
at Skinny Ghost and
Yeah.
report Adam for abuse. Poor behavior.
You can't nail me on another platform. I'm just a guest here. All right. I'm coming to
Anyone who has gnome in their Twitter username needs to go like have a beef with Adam.
I've come to D&D's house and I'm just knocking over all their furniture. I'm sorry, Greg Tito. I'm sorry I knocked over your furniture. But listen, I'm just going to traipse around in my muddy boots and we're just going to have this conversation with these people who are in your house right now. It's fine. That's what they're here for. The show turned 20 today and got a little weird, I guess.
It's legal in all states now.
That's right. We can talk about these
I mean, it
things.
still can't drink
Yeah, it's
in America.
Which you need to
It
do.
can do a lot of
You
other
got to get
things.
drunk first before you're going to try to get down with a mimic.
If you're gonna try to make a halfling, you gotta be drunk.
Yeah, you start looking at that rug smothering like, I wonder. You need to think again. Take a step back.
Cloaker or whatever they're called.
You just know someone right now is flipping through the Dungeon Master's Guide, going through all the magic items and thinking, would I do it with this magic item?
God
I mean,
damn
Ring
it.
of Three Wishes being the obvious one. So, guys, don't drink in dungeon.
Yes,
all right?
don't do it. You're going to make bad decisions.
You're gonna go home with someone who looked real handsome.
And you're going to wake up in the morning with an apparatus of qualish somewhere you don't want it to be.
Yeah, or like a cloaker.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that you find like in the adjacent to Gen Con, like bars at 1 a.m, like open mic night at this saucy tavern, and like
I'd get it on with a halfling.
I got some jokes for you, some blue humor about what it was like to fornicate with the grung. Don't do it, kids. They're poisonous. You'll die. So let's get reacquainted with this group of perverts. Let's begin. I think I was gonna start with Dave, but Dave is dying. So, Arcturus, Blue Jay, tell us about the deep blue sea and the fishmen that live within.
I
Particularly
moved
your
to a new
fishmen.
part of the ocean.
You did.
Yeah. But Arcturus did not. Arcturus lives in Chult. Arcturus is a Triton Tempest cleric of Istitia. He is lawful good, and therefore, murdering anything is like, let me think about this for just a moment too long, party members. And also, we met someone who spoke like fire primordial, and I'm super hyped to follow that up.
You. Yeah, she didn't like you at all.
Yeah, that was real fun to see that side of Arcturus because he did not like her either.
Yeah,
Some kind of instinctive.
it turns out
watery thing.
Turns out that religion and culture can make you not like someone even if you don't know them. Go figure. Yep. But for right now, you are far away from that nasty lady. You're down in Mesirow with the rest of these goons. So speaking of goons, Little Fox, you're my favorite party goon. Tell us about your character, Andrew. What are you playing? What's happening?
Little Fox is a barbarian of the 5th level. Or is it level 5? Is that like an American?
It's an American Canadian thing, totally.
You're in
yeah.
5th grade or you're in grade 5.
The Canadian version of Dungeons and Dragons, yeah, it does say, level 5, whereas it's 5th level in America. Yeah.
And so, Little Fox has animal totems and is that kind of a barbarian.
You're also the silent smashy type.
Strong, very strong, very
strong.
silent.
Yes.
8 foot tall.
Yeah.
Able to be invisible.
She's a big lady. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you have to be. You got to have a big strength if you're looking after the world's most troublesome kobold. Elf, tell us about your character.
Yeah. My character is, of course, Easy Snaggletooth, duelist extraordinaire, kobold fighter of the 5th level, battlemaster fighter. Only kobolds and maybe some dragon or whatever they are. Nothing else. Scales are necessary, okay? Like, none of that other stuff.
Hey, I have scales. You gotta be more specific.
Not the same kind of scales.
They're different, all right? They're different. Just because someone says they like people with scales doesn't mean they like all people with scales, okay? And last but not least, hopefully the voice of sanity, but we'll see. At least the voice of fireballing things. Dave, tell us about Malik.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was the voice of sanity. Everybody else is telling me that now I have to be neutral alignment because I try to blow up some ugly crab people.
Listen, alignment
But-
means something here to me, so it's fine. You
Alright.
can work your way back to neutral good if you want.
Yeah, I got to do a bunch of good deeds, like 3 a day or something. I don't know.
Yes.
One of them is putting up with everybody else. I am a sorcerer, human sorcerer, brass dragon lineage, archaeologist. Those are all words that are on my sheet.
Excellent. Yes. Yes.
Oh, and since I'm in England, my level is technically 8.545.
Yeah, there's a metric conversion.
Red is a conversion. I see. Good. Cool. Yeah. So I will be working diligently to convert all of the distances in the game to meters and kilometers. But in the meantime, we'll just have to stick with old Imperial for the time being. Let's take a look at the map. Let's take it to the board. So, dear friends and adventurers, you find yourselves in the the ruins of the city of Mesirow, ancient Chultan metropolis. That sits at the mouth of the River Olung, near the gorge of Ataz Muhaha. You've come here to potentially find your missing friend, Artisimber. Missing, he left you. There's some emotional baggage there, but mostly just to check it out because it's a thing on the map we haven't seen before, and it's also the entrance to the river, and the river will carry you south, deep into the jungles of Chult, where you might hopefully find Raz and C, and potentially solve the whole death curse situation. But for now, the group of you are recovering from a little bit of a scuffle, a little tangle, a little assassin
little
vine.
bit of the almost dead.
Yeah, a little bit of a near TPK. Skinny your teeth on that one.
Speak for
How
yourself.
many?
I mean, it was
hands
just
long
me,
is the
really.
Assassin vine, Adam.
What's that?
I said, how many hands long? is the
Right,
assassin
it weighs
vine?
4
How many
stone.
stones
I don't
away?
know.
Yeah.
It's a clustered object. I don't know. So you were able to defeat it. Nobody died. I thought, and I wanted to just before we jump into like we're playing D&D now, I thought it was really interesting how both in chat and after the fact on YouTube, folks noticed a play style that I have come to take for granted from this group. But it was really fun watching people notice how we were goofing around and joking and like doing the RP thing. And then as soon as I think it was Arcturus went down and there was like, okay, now we're counting death saves, we're checking number of squares, and we slowed right down to be like, okay.
Well, because it super matters once you get to that
Yeah,
point.
suddenly
right?
the stakes are there.
Yeah, and I wanted to just kind of like point that to y'all as a group to be like, yeah, this is the thing that we do, but also to people watching, like that's sort of a way that we end up playing. So if you see us kind of like shift from the kind of goofy, high energy, like, okay, and then this thing happens, then some other stuff happens, to that like, okay, we are playing Dungeons and Dragons now, take this shit seriously, somebody might die. There's game. And then there's like game where we don't attach to the mechanics code as much. I think it's really cool. Yeah, we all kind of like hone in real focused.
Everyone knows in Tomb of Annihilation that if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yes. Yeah. We all, as a part of this stream, we all had to agree to have poisonous gas vents installed in our homes. And Chris Perkins has his hand on a set of switches. He's watching. Please, Chris.
I personally
mercy.
went with the scything blade.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. Went with the blade package. That's good. Nice.
Is that what
I
that release
moved,
from?
so it'll just release a lot of gas into my old house, and I'll be fine.
Wow. Very lawful
Again.
good. Nice work, Arcturus. So please, don't die. Yeah, that's right. Tom Hanks knows how this works. Cool. All right. So, death threats aside, we're in Mesirow. It is late morning. It's probably raining. You find yourselves. How's everybody doing hit points wise? Like you're still pretty beat up, right?
Yeah. I have 8 hit points.
I
Okay.
didn't get hit at all, so I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, I have 38.
Okay, so you're not doing too bad. Arcturus took most
It's
of
just
the most of
me,
the
yeah.
pummeling on that one. Okay, all right. So you stand amidst the ruins of Mesirow. Consider that half of Mesirow, the sort of northwestern section of Mesirow, has been reclaimed by the jungle for the most part, and you're starting to get really familiar with what it looks like when an ancient Chultan city gets reclaimed by the jungle, right? Especially Malik, you're seeing a lot of interesting ways how Chultan architecture tends to break down, like weakness points, the way that their stone carving techniques work against the jungle. So you're noticing there's that on one side, but then the other half of Mesirow, it seems like, is being reclaimed by the river. The river mouth part of the city was built on stone or wooden stilts to lift it up above the water, but much of that has collapsed, and so half of the time you're walking through like weeds and sort of flooded forest, and then the other half up in the higher part of the city, you'll be kind of chopping your way through jungle. So yeah, it's clear that Mesirow no longer belongs to man. Mesirow belongs to Chult. And if there was anyone staying here, it's certainly not anybody that lives a life of civilization. Though you do know, or at least there is some rumor, that there may be an illusion at play.
And we've seen the illusion.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that you saw anything.
We felt it.
It's been detected, and yeah, little Fox, you like smell the strangeness of the place.
Yeah, and she kind of she told them like, yeah, you're having weird dreams or feelings of fear, and that's all part of this.
Yeah,
this aegis of fear upon the place.
Yeah, there is a repulsion magic or an illusion. There's a lot at play. It's powerful magic. We talked about that because Arcturus sort of theorized about dispelling it, but it's not.
So I rolled really well, and it's still
not something that your level of magic is currently capable of.
Here's my first question, Adam.
Sure.
Is there anything lootable around the Assassin Vine building?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Assassin Vines probably at some point got their hands on like explorers or other adventurers. I think that's fair. Let me consult my.
I'm walking around like poking other vines and seeing if anything comes to life.
Lifting things out of the way. And...
Yeah, like moving vines off the floor.
How many? There were 2 Assassin Vines.
2 Assassin Vines.
Okay. Which ironically is only a medium encounter for the group of you.
I mean, if we knew known they were there and didn't get Arcturus so quickly, it would have been easy. Yeah.
Okay.
If you go off the movement speed of like 5 feet, that probably lowers it like 1 billion points.
So let's see. Assassin Vine, 2 of them. It's a CR3 encounter. And I think this probably counts as like... Yeah, okay. So I think that in the wreckage, now that the Assassin Vines are dead, you can chop and dig through it, and you find... Yeah, the remains long since added to the soil, right? Like the flesh consumed, the leather decayed, both by the weather and by the plant's natural enzymes. All of that has degraded, but there are still like bones laying in the rubble. You could probably, with time and effort, lay them out and figure out how many people were killed here, but for now. It's just digging through, essentially digging through mulch and bones, looking for things that the plants couldn't absorb.
Yeah, like some random animal remains and human remains and
magic items because they are really difficult to eat.
Have you tried?
I mean, fair.
I mean, we have one magic item that literally makes food, so I don't know, Dave. I don't know.
Fair.
So I think you find some coins, a coin purse or 2, all told. I guess do you want to do this while you're taking a short rest?
That was my thought. Like
That
we were gonna
seems
catch our
reasonable,
breath,
yeah.
and I would like look around while this is
Okay,
Mhm.
all right,
I can carry the coins around.
cool.
okay. So you find 20 gold. You find 150 silver.
It's pretty good.
You find a what you like pull a buckle out of the like mulchy like vines. It breaks free of the leather belt that it was attached to. But you find on the belt there are some decorative turquoise like studs that you can pop out. So the buckle and a set of turquoise like buttons essentially that's worth as a set 25 gold.
Cool.
You want to take that as well?
Yeah, I'm just gonna carry all the
Notice all
stuff
down.
You find a slightly moldy wooden scroll case. The case is open, and inside there is a scroll, but the scroll is blank, and it comes apart when you take it. It looks like, Malik, you looking at it, it's a scroll that has a spell scroll that's been used. So it's just blank.
Was it blight? No. If it was blight, then it would still be there because they would have killed them.
Yep. And it doesn't look like you find any other like items. There's no weapons or like nothing unusual. Like I bet you probably find like a rusty sword or two. You find a knife.
Not worth picking up.
Yeah, they've all kind of given in to time.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would be able to tell, but I would like to try and test the resistances. So I have like a full catalog in my head in case we come across any more, because you described them as being resistant based on the kind of fluids that were on them. So I'm wondering if they'd still be there when they died, or can I not use them for research?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can tell you already, you know that they're not resistant to acid, and they were resistant to both fire and cold.
Yeah.
You could get like a
I zapped him with lightning. Was that?
Yeah, not resistant to lightning. Yep. So you have that just as your mental catalog from the battle. You can make a nature check if you want to like examine a sample of the fluid.
Yeah. Let's give it a little look-see. Oh, that went pretty well.
All right. Yeah, I'll let you know. I think you've actually got it covered, but I'll double check for you. Yeah, they're resistant to cold and fire, but to nothing else. It occurs to you that a fluid that has qualities of being both cold and fire, like thermically resistant, could be all kinds of useful, and that if one were botanically inclined, growing assassin vines to harvest this goo for the sake of making potions or unguents might be something useful.
Oh yes, I've always enjoyed strolling around my lattice-work assassin vine garden. That's always real.
I mean, yeah, this is some like wizard stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some wizard tower shit.
Ironically, alternately, these things may be unnatural and could be something that a wizard grew for that very purpose, but then got out, right? And like owlbears.
Can I hit dice?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're taking a short rest.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, so just to check, there's not enough here since we killed them and stuff.
Correct. Yeah. There are like seed pods though. You could always grab some of those, like
that
an
sounds
assassin.
like a great / terrible idea.
Assassin vine seed pod.
Yeah, would that be a separate nature roll? Or
No, I think that's part of that. You can harvest like a single pod. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, because I think part of wanting to protect his friends better next time is like, know your enemy in case there are more in these ruins. So he does all that while everybody else is resting. So
yeah, the seeds, this is information that is available here. The seeds of the assassin vine come from bunches of small fruits that resemble wild grapes. I could tell you what they taste like if you wanted to eat one, but I wouldn't suggest it.
I was gonna say, like, that sounds like a horrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
So since I can talk to them, I could raise one to be nice, but eventually it would be like, feed me, Seymour.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So you wanna continue your exploration of mesirow?
Yeah. I seem to remember my previous plan was if we couldn't find out how to banish this illusion, that my next plan was just to yell really loudly.
I do remember there being a conversation about yelling really loud.
Yeah,
it was tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. That's tomorrow? All right. So
because her yelling at Uptau worked, so I don't see
why. It worked so well. Look, Ishii yelling at stuff is totally a strategy.
It's
But anyway.
legit. I'm not going to question this.
Yeah. So what's the rest of this day look like? People who don't have a yelling plan.
Yeah, are you gonna stick together as a group and just kind of go block by block?
Yeah, we just want to explore as much as we're able to.
Yeah.
I think
we
that
would
day
like
one,
to-
let's see, and then day two, maybe yelling.
We would like to roll on the random encounter table, please.
Oh, I already got today's random encounter table squared away.
Okay.
So this is the thing, and it's either fascinating or frustrating or both, depending on your approach to these things. But every ancient Chilton city that was dedicated to Ubtao was built to specific religious protocols. Ubtao being the god of labyrinth, there are sprawling streets that terminate in random places. The city is laid out in a general circle shape with 4 main roads to the middle where the temple is, but everything else is laid out like someone's intestines, just streets bending in back on themselves. It's very confusing if you're not already used to it. Thankfully, most of the buildings have fallen over, so you can kind of navigate relatively easily. But it is
would be confusing.
What's
if
that?
I didn't have a character flaw that guides me through this, which is always choose going left.
There you go.
So that's how we do the labyrinth.
So I guess Malik, you're leading the party. You're like left
Yeah,
this
and
way.
I look at crossroads and I look like I'm considering for a while. And I'm like, that one looks kind of dangerous. And there's, and just always pick left anyway. Regardless, there's just
Right. Okay. All right. So so Malik leads the party. And I think that like several hours pass, right? The morning fades into afternoon. The afternoon rain continues until I think probably like late afternoon. The majority of the day has gone by and you haven't found anything. Mesirow, it's a fascinating ruin, but it's a ruin. And if you're looking for anything other than plants or water, that's it. However, partway through the afternoon, as it's starting to descend into evening, we see the camera sees the edge of a ruined building, a large statue sort of propping up an eave to a roof that no longer exists. And next to it, facing it, standing quite close, we see a human wearing, I think he's wearing scale mail or maybe chain mail. Let me check. There is a spear propped up on the wall next to him. He is facing the wall, and he is doing the little "I just peed on this statue" where he's like adjusting his trousers. He
is
is
his name mild-mannered Pate, because that is the vibe I'm getting right now.
he's wearing a chain shirt, and he has a shield, but it's like hanging on his back.
Is
And
he standing next to a portcullis?
No, he's not.
Okay, if he went through, he'd close that behind us. I already knew that.
So he's just peed on this statue, and then he stretches and he turns and he looks alongside this building, and we hear him say, "Just another boring day in the ruins," as he walks towards his friend who's similarly dressed, and the group of you are approaching sort of around the other corner. And are you doing so, I assume, like just at normal pace? I see Elf about to like let her rip on
I'm
the
just
shouting.
waiting to see if anybody stops me.
No, I do.
before
I stop you.
Okay.
I turn around. And
So this is it is this motion. It's like oh.
we specifically talked about this. The other people that we might attract are the Flaming Fist. Those are probably
Oh, right. There was a sign, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So make
Uh,
the assumption that these are some of them.
from our previous experiences with these people, it might be best if Malik is the one to encounter them at all.
Yeah,
If-
but also I feel like not surprising them is probably a good idea.
Right. Okay, I'll take the lead. I will bumble through as an archaeologist, not a sorcerer.
Well, mostly as a human, I think, is what these folk are, if they are a Flaming Fist, concerned about.
Did we see any fists on their gear?
I mean, technically, and I know this is a little confusing, but technically, the audience saw this guy, but you haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, y'all are just walking along the side of a building.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
realize
I'm
that.
sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's okay.
I walk up. I'm leading the way anyway, and since we haven't heard this dude, I guess I stumble into it first.
Okay, so y'all are like, I mean, you're moving through the city actively searching for things, right? So I think it's reasonable to make a group perception check. And as long as half the group gets 10 or better, you'll hear them before they hear you.
In us.
Boom.
Wow.
Well, let's see.
Good.
It's already
Right.
won, but go ahead, Arcturus. Let's see if you. Oh,
I got
you did the first
21.
one. Wow, 21, 22, and 20. All right. Sorry, little fox. You're distracted.
I don't give a crap about people.
All right.
I'm talking to a plant.
We're so perceptive we hear him peeing on the wall.
Yep. Good work. So
What
you
is that?
hear
That's
Malik. You hear a voice. You hear a voice, and there she's saying quietly, "Please, blessed foe hammer, mighty tempest, lord of battles, hear our prayer that we might seek glory today, that we might draw our blades in your service." And then you hear like muttering, like they essentially like the amen, like hail tempest. And you hear this coming from you approach a crack in the wall, and you can hear it coming from the other side. It's like a little 3-foot gap in the wall.
Ooh. I motion to Arcturus. I'm like, who worships this tempest?
Can I make a religion
Make a
check?
religion check, totally.
Okay. Normal amounts of people.
Okay, you got an 11. Well, I can tell.
I have trained religion skill, and I get 23. I mean, I share my information, but I want to know what the fuck is up with Tempest.
Okay, so Tempest is a not a popular god, but a well-known god, one of the higher deities of the Forgotten Realms. One hopes one need not pray to Tempest. Tempest is a god of war, the god of war, in fact. Known as Lord of Battles, known as Foehammer. His dogma is predominantly about honorable battle. He hates cowards and prefers force of arms to resolving conflict.
Well, we can either give them what they want or avoid them, I think. It's going to be difficult for me to...
But if we wander around here the whole time, like with them also hanging around, we're going to run into them in an inopportune moment. And tomorrow when I enact my plan, if they're still here, we're going to run into them anyway.
My thoughts are along the lines of last time that we encountered Artis. He had run afoul of a similar group.
Good point.
Not to say that that's something that he does often, but since it is our only experience with him, I can't help but feel that perhaps there is a cage in there with two of our friends in it.
I don't understand how he can teleport. How do you get stuck in a cage when you... But yes.
And maybe he had already teleported once that day. Magic is strange.
Maybe he's just bad.
All right. Well, I'll lead the way. Either way, this isn't going to get into an ambushy sort of situation. They don't seem like the type. If it comes to honorable battle, I know...
Is there any way that we could see inside without going inside?
Yeah, I mean, inside is sort of like a loose description of this building because it's all crumbled and the walls are all sort of broken down. You're standing next to quite a thick stone wall. Probably used to be the foundation. You can see water lines on the wall where like some of the dirt had been washed away. So you're in like standing next to the basement of a building wall. So it's quite a thick wall. But there is that gap that I described. You hearing the voices come through off to one side. The whole wall it's kind of on your left. It's about 80 feet long from one end to the other, and there's no interruption except that little gap.
How possible would it be for Little Fox to Kool-Aid Man straight through the wall and just surprise attack them?
You can't tell how thick the wall is. So, I mean, I guess you can because you can see the crack. The wall's like 5 feet thick, so no, it would be impossible.
Okay.
It's part of some like monolithic stone structure.
It's part of something that used to be bigger, but mostly has like kind of gotten washed away.
Ishi,
Yes.
you have been effective at
Can we
getting
take a look? I can take a look.
I merely suggest that if we
Okie doke.
just wish to, and
And
then she just like, okay.
roll to take a peek while nobody else is looking at him.
Okay. And what? Where are you going? What are you gonna do?
So we have this gap in the wall, right, that we can like see or hear some stuff through. So that gives me a general direction. I'm trying to like sneak around the side of this wall, like keeping very close,
Yeah, you want to peer through
itself.
the gap.
so I can see like, well, not necessarily through the gap because I don't think we'll get enough.
I mean, it's pretty big. It's like a 3 foot. Like you could squeeze through it. No, you don't even have to squeeze to get through it.
Okay, well,
It's like a tunnel.
I'm trying to do this without them seeing me. Let's put it that way. I want to see them first. I want to see their camp. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a. You made your stealth check. Let me see if you get spotted doing this.
Sure.
I think chances are pretty good you won't. Okay. Nope. So you peer around the corner of this wall, and I think from where you can see, you look into a room, or what used to be a room. You can see the floor. The floor's got like a puddle of stagnant water. But looking through, you don't see anybody. You look into the room. There's a room that's like 20 by 20, and then there's another door, an open archway on the other side. Sunlight and rain come down on top because there's no roof.
Can I get closer? Can I like go to the next doorway?
Yeah, you can sneak into the room.
That was my thought. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you.
I'm like trying to get sight on these guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You begin to sneak into the room. And that's when Little Fox, I think on the eastern side of the building, you hear footsteps like splashing through the water. And Malik, you hear more on the other side. So on either side of the wall, you can hear footsteps. Like a group of people is approaching on either side of the wall.
Let's squeeze
or-
into the thing.
Yeah, right.
Like Little Fox just grabs the two of you by the like backs of your shirts and just like whoop, like stuffs you into this little gap and then squeezes in after you.
Okay, let's roll initiative to determine what order this stuff is happening in.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and reveal. I will reveal all because I think that something is going to occur. But hang on, let me just GM layer some people you're not going to be able to see right away. 1 second. So for folks watching at home, you can already see what I'm doing. I'm just going to make all of rather than use dynamic lighting or anything like that, I'm going to make all the tokens invisible. I'm going to reveal the map to the players. And then as these characters become visible to them, I will reveal the tokens that are here. So this way they can see the map, but we can't, they're not going to see what's on it, though you will. So spoilers, I guess, for you. Enjoy. Okay. So y'all should see the little swampy ruin map now. The area that looks like it has water on it. So the room Ishi is in, this like longer room off to one side, all the swamp around it. Consider that difficult terrain.
Except for me.
I think in this case, like it's not deep enough for you to swim in, so it's just slowing your like legs down when you walk. I'm sorry. I know the swim speed is great, but okay. I cleared the initiative order. Dave, I will re-add you to it.
Okay.
And I'm mostly we're doing it in initiative order so that I can figure out like what happens when, because there's a lot of moving.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of moving pieces. Okay, there we go. All right, and now I'll switch over to the GM layer, and I will roll for each of these things.
We don't have each other's health bars, by the way.
Oh, I think these are older versions of the tokens. Let me just adjust them for you.
Very coordinated for work. Change that if we could.
How about now? Can y'all see Dave's character's health bar? I'm working on them one at a time.
No.
Okay. Oh, that's because it's bar 3. I was looking for bar 2. There you go. You may have to reload if that's not doing it for you. But
I'll reload and see what's up.
bar 2. Here you go. Okie doke. All right. So there's that. Let me roll the initiative for these guys. Now you'll see their initiative. Obviously, like you'll see my rolls. But that's okay for me. I don't mind. Okay.
Oh, shit, these are guards?
I know, right? Startling.
It's gonna be like guard, paladin, warlord, like
Yeah, exactly.
red dragon. We're like,
It
whoa,
turns-
okay, hold
look,
on.
It turns out they've all been misnamed. They're not actually guards. They're guards.
Yeah.
Those are a type of swamp dwelling.
Oh yes, the deadly guard.
The guard. It's French. It means guard. So let me get all these guys at it. Okay, there we go. All right, so I've got initiative for everybody now.
guard, Tarask.
Yeah, weird. The guards are just there to just to fool you. It's a
Guarding
goof.
the rescue.
All right, so Little Fox, you are first. You're first to act. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Little Fox wants to just like stuff the other 2 party members into this gap. Like just be like, yeah, get in there, which is a little awkward to do in the like combat with like if we're using like combat layer stuff.
Yeah, we need to know when they're going. So you stuffing them, like they can only move on their turn unless you use your turn to like grapple them and like shove them around.
Yeah, that whole thing.
So
So it's just the thing I want to do isn't really possible now that we're on like initiative stuff.
I mean, it wasn't really possible before in the sense that like you could describe it, but still it would be them choosing to move.
Mhm.
Right? Like you can't bypass, like it wouldn't give them like free movement or free action to do that anyway,
No.
even if we had stayed in the narrative order.
So instead I'm just going to go invisible
Okay.
using my hidden step
Okay.
feature. So as a bonus action, I can magically turn invisible until the start of my next turn or until I attack, make a damage roll, or for someone to make saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Little Fox just disappears.
Hmm.
And I'll walk over. Let's see, how far can I get? So I'll go onto good terrain for 10, and then I can move another 30 feet now. Yeah, because my speed is 40. So
Okay.
So yeah, I can get into these bushes over here, we'll say.
Okay. I need to roll something real quick. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 13.
13. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 13 or 14. All right. Okay. All right. So as soon as you step around this corner, you see sneakily approaching 2 guards in chain shirts with spears and shields, and not like the ovoid Chilton shields, but the shield shape, the kind of leaf shaped.
The kite shield.
Yeah, kite shields, exactly. And they're approaching, and they're stealthily like walking up to the corner because they heard some people talking at full volume just a minute ago.
The stage whispering. Thank you very much.
There was no stage whispering. So they're you see them approaching like, okay, and then the guy in the front is like waving them up, and they're coming around up to the corner, which they will finish doing on their turn. They can't see you because you're invisible until the beginning of your next turn. Okay, so meanwhile, things happen. Let's see. I'm just moving somebody. I make sure they have room. Okay, so Ishi, you see someone like jog by 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, so you see another like soldier jog by. He's wearing slightly different gear. He has a plate armor on. But his plate armor is like rusting in places and looks like it's it's been well worn. It's dented in places. This guy's been in fights with this armor before, and he has a tabard over top of it with the shield of the flaming fist on it, and he is carrying a great sword, and he has it drawn. And you see him dash across this direction right here, and then he disappears from view again.
Is that great in terms of size, or is it like nice?
Great in terms of size. It's also pretty nice.
All right.
I mean, it might not be up to Dave's standards, but actually you can still see him. He's standing there. You've got a line of sight to him.
Okay, cool.
So he's in the middle of a move when you spot him. Okay, Arcturus, it's your turn.
We heard the splashing of people.
Yeah, you can
coming
hear
upon
people
us.
moving tactically, but not silently, right? Because they're all jingling because they're armor. You hear some movement. You also heard movement from this other side over here too.
Yeah, I'm going to do what Little Fox suggested. And I think with the half movement, I can get into the corner there. Just like I have my shield up, and I think where did my I reloaded, so my character sheet wasn't out. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the hide action.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you can make a stealth roll. You can take the dodge action too if you're just hiding behind your shield.
I think that I'll try and be like hidden, but I don't know how well it'll work. But yeah, he's definitely like he went into the building and he's standing like in a dark corner and like trying to not be glinty and covered in mail. So this is with disadvantage, right?
I believe so, based on
because of my armor.
Good. Fantastic. If you had advantages, this could have been great. Okay, you were not hidden whatsoever.
Nope.
Ishi, you see Arcturus doing like the body language of like, I'm sneaking, but it's not happening.
There's a huge kobold eye roll happening.
Kobolds have a special set of eyelids just for eye rolling.
And they tell me to come look for stuff, and then they do this.
Yep. Okay, so that's your turn, Arcturus. Malik, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
Knowing that these people hate cowards, I'm actually not going to hide, and I'm going to say, "Was that fellow humans I hear exploring these ruins?"
Greetings, fellow humans.
Yeah.
Okay. So Little Fox, you see these two guards like look at each other like, "The hell? What's that? Somebody yelling in common?" And so they're all kind of like whispering among each other, and the guards, these dudes are certainly not high enough in the chain of command to make decisions. So, what do you want to like? What do you want to do? What is your goal? Because if you want to make a roll, we could do that.
I got this.
Okay.
I use minor illusion to create a flaming fist tabard over my robes.
Okay. All right. Can
Alright,
you put minor illusion in the chat?
This is a cunning plan.
All right. So for 1 minute, you appear. I wonder though. So here's the trick, because minor illusion, it can't move, right? You can't like move it around. So you have to stand perfectly still so you don't clip through your tabard.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Okay, I think about. Then I realize, let's go with the first plan. Let's just. I'm much better at telling the truth than I am at lying.
Mm-hmm.
I stand there. I maybe like rearrange my stuff so that my staff looks less like a focus, and I like maybe take out my lantern So I look less threatening.
Okay. All right. And then you want to wait for them to come out?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and talk to them.
Okay. All right.
Nothing says harmless adventurer like a lantern in the middle of the day.
Well, he's just it's hanging on his staff to kind of like obscure that it's a magic guy staff.
Yeah.
Ishi, it is your turn.
Well, I have big shiny signal Arcturus like hanging out right next to me now, which is like super unhelpful.
You're giving it away. No, stop following me.
Now I know that you're like, you did a stealth check or whatever, but walking out of this room, if there's anyone out there, like they'll see you. Like there's just nowhere to hide once you leave this room.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I figured. I'm just like looking at my options here.
Yeah. Which actually reminds me, somebody is in the
I'm-
wrong place.
I'm just gonna make like a dash over to the other side of the room, so that like if they see Arcturus, they're not gonna immediately see me as well necessarily. I think I will just take the dodge action.
Okay.
In case anything comes, I got my shield out. In case anything comes at me. That's the plan.
Okay. Cool. All right. So these two guards that you can see, they stack up on the wall here, and they're acting all like sneaky and stealthy, right? Little Fox, you can see them. They don't know that you're observing them, but they like stack up on the wall, and this one, the front one, whispers to the one behind him, like, what do we do? And then I was like, wait for the lieutenant. And like they hold, right? Spears up, like ready to do something. Ostensibly, you hear some. I guess Malik, you would hear some shuffling on this side. Similarly, guards choosing to like get backed up. I think everyone else holds action, and then Little Fox, you appear.
Yeah, so
That happens at the beginning of your turn?
at the beginning of my turn, I appear.
Okay.
So, do we see signs that these people serve the Flaming Fist? Adam?
Yes. You haven't. The only person with a tabard was the guy that Ishi saw. But they're dressed like warriors from the north.
Actually, no. You know what?
I don't know that it would matter to you.
I have realized how Little Fox feels about this, which is the last time we dealt with militant humans, it was bad, and she sees no reason why these ones would be any different than the fucking the other fist, the not on fire fist. Like case in point, right there. Like the distinction,
the gauntlet. That's what the order of the gauntlet.
The order of the gauntlet. She's like, I don't know. These guys are all the fucking same. Like
there is. Now that I think about it, there is a design specificity in the Forgotten Realms where most of the people whose symbol is a fist are not very nice.
It's like, because the tyrant god Bane,
is a black fist, a clutched fist,
and then these guys serve the god of war, who has like a certain kind of gauntlet, and then there's the gauntlet with the eye in it.
Tempest's holy symbol is actually an upright flaming sword.
Oh, it's a sword, flaming sword.
His is a sword, but like there's lots of different gods that are.
And the one is named Helm, and their icon isn't a helm, and it's confusing.
Helm is his name, all right.
So Little Fox's anger knows no bounds. So I'm just gonna rage and like attack these jerks because I assume that's what they are.
Okay.
Based on my limited and hateful information.
Yeah, it's an in-character decision that may lead to some bad times, but that's okay. It makes sense. You have justification for it.
My alignment is neutral, and
so I'm
angry all the time.
You flip out, and you rush forward, and then you get the business end of two spears because they were holding their action to attack anyone who came nearby. But I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure they'll poke you, and then you'll get even more angry.
I am raging already.
Yeah,
and my AC is 16.
So they're like they see you suddenly, and they're like,
she just like appears out of a bush and is this like enormous lady holding a huge hammer, and she's coming at it to just like smash one of them directly.
Well, and
into
they
the
see
wall.
like an ogre, right? They see like a huge greenish beast rushing them, who appeared out of nowhere, rushing them with a
It's super terrifying.
Yeah,
I
so
would
they try to set their spears, so you run into them. So two attacks, AC 16.
Yep.
The first one is a miss. The second one, you just bat their spears aside as you rush forward.
Yeah, like one of them maybe like panics and doesn't really do a good job, and then the other one just gets like
they
a
get
big
tangled up.
hand just like grabs it and tears it out of the way. And
Yep.
yeah, so I will. I may as well go reckless attack at this one. Yeah, so I'll go reckless attack, so they'll have advantage the next time they attack me. But who gives a care? Because if they're both dead, what does it matter? So I get a 20, which I hope hits.
Okay. Yeah.
I hit the first one for 12 damage.
Okay. The first one will go to heaven, remembering only the blunt end of your maul hurtling towards his skull.
And I know that these guys want to die in battle. Actually, I heard them praying to a war god too. Like, this just makes so much sense for me to come in here. And it's like, yeah, this is what they want. They want to fight.
Bang! And you just crush the guy against the wall. Take a swing at the other guy.
Deal 13 damage to this guy.
So that one also dies screaming.
And this one gets batted the other direction. It's like
bowling pins
into the wall, and then knock the other guy.
So everybody hears battle being joined, right? You all hear the shouts. These the two like guards, the crash of metal and stone, and then splashing. So all that happens.
I shout, "Oh my god, a monster!"
Oh no, a beast. Okay. You get shot by an arrow, little fox, or shot at by an arrow.
Great.
Because this person is holding their action. Now, okay, so here's a question, and I think I know the answer. But if you prepare an action and then you change your mind, you can just not take an action, right? You don't have to go through with it. Yeah.
You don't have, it's May.
This person's not going to shoot at you. They're going to remain in relative safety for now. We see someone crouching in the bushes or something. They lift their bow and they're like,
maybe I'd best
this is a bad call for me.
Yeah, because I just waxed two people within the space of 6 seconds.
You surely did. Okay.
Smash.
So that's your turn, right?
I'm all done. That's everything I need to do.
Okay, great. So, little fox. All right. The commander dude,
lieutenant or whatever.
Yeah, he comes running back this way. Sees Arcturus. He sees a strange fish man, so he's moved up there. And I don't think that he can. Let's see, 25, so 50 more feet. No, he can't run and attack you. So he is going to. He's going to keep moving this way. And he shouts, there's two of them straight ahead, fall back. And you hear clattering of armor.
Saw me too?
No, he heard the one outside, saw Arcturus, and was like, there's two of them.
All right, I just saw you meant.
Yeah, he is expressly goofed up counting.
Yes. Well, he counted. He just, he's falling back behind the building. So he runs around a wall, and he's going to use his action to swap weapons. So Arcturus, it's your turn.
Okay. I think that I hear the sounds of little fox fighting, which is fairly familiar to all of us. Mm-hmm. And there's this like, now
we have to do a murder. Oh no.
And I'm trying to think if there is because I feel like Arcturus would try and diffuse, mm-hmm. But also from what we understand, these guys aren't really the diffusing type. I think I'm going to cast Fog Cloud.
Interesting. Okay. Where?
Yeah. All I know is that Little Fox is over here, and I know that this guy is over here. Fog Cloud has a range of 20-foot radius, which I can make into a 40-foot radius. How much is a 20-foot radius sphere? Let's go 40. Let's do a 40-foot radius sphere, and I would like
40-foot radius puts it over this entire building.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like
I want.
It's like an 80-foot across thing. So
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to cover the whole building with fog so that we can try and diffuse the situation.
I feel
it's going to diffuse the lighting, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's fog. And I think that Arcturus is probably knows that he's not going to get to Little Fox while she's in a rage.
So how many squares across is it? It's 40 feet across?
Let me get the...
Because it's a 20-foot radius, right? Yep.
Yeah, I cast it at level 2.
There it is. Where would you like to place it?
So it covers as much of the building as possible.
No, because she cast
it's a 40-foot radius.
So it should be another 20 feet big radius-wise.
Yeah.
Oh, like another 4.
I cast it at level 2.
Like double it, basically.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's real big.
That's 55. It should be 80 across?
80, yeah.
Here, let me hold out a ruler for you.
Yeah, Lord God.
That's
okay.
literally the width of the building.
Yeah.
That's 6. So you just fill the whole building.
I just fill the whole building with a thick fog.
Arcturus just smoke grenades the building.
Yeah. It's heavily
Exactly.
obscured.
Smoke out.
It's heavily obscured, and I whisper to where I thought Ishi was, and I say, like, you have to calm Little Fox down. Like, we don't know anything about these people.
Calm down. What?
You heard what I heard outside? I don't like the idea of going into a place and just wiping out its inhabitants. It seems wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a thick like water vapor, right? It's fog. So it's like
it's
like
heavily obscured, which is the like
y'all can't even see each other now.
No, but I know the direction that Ishi was, so I just stage whispered in that general direction. And I think I had to take my tiny bug to go to the restroom.
Yeah, that's okay. We can take a break here. We're due one. So as the vapor fills up this ruined building, we fade out along with the visibility. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes with more Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net. welcome back, everybody. It's the return of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation, Tomb of Vapenation, because look at all this fog. Just having a foggy time over here. Arcturus, you have effectively blinded everyone in the vicinity of this cloud, so cool, good work. Stopping anyone from being able to attack or see anyone else. I put heavily obscured and blinded into the chat so you can into our Roll20 chat so you can see it. And now there is a zero visibility.
Here's a question, Adam.
Yeah.
If we're both in the fog cloud,
Yes.
and attacks against the creature have disadvantage and attacks against the creature have advantage, does that mean it's just normal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
The problem is you can't actually see where anything is. I'm gonna
I mean, unless it's like touching you, right?
Exactly. Like you can feel the wall next to you, but you can no longer see like anything. You can't even see each other.
This is something that doesn't happen very often to Ishi.
There's a wall here and a wall here, and you can feel those.
Because darkness doesn't affect Ishi.
Yeah. But also it's like being in bright light, right? Like your eyes don't like that. So that's probably the closest thing. Arcturus, you still have a move action if you'd like to do something. You could leave the cloud.
I think I would like poke my head out of the thing and be like, Malik, do we really want to kill all of these people?
I'm pretty sure Little Fox just killed 2 already.
Well, we could just go. And that's like, yeah, I just poke my head out of the thing, and
so
I'm
Malik,
just
you see Arcturus emerge from the like wafting cloud.
This
It's
is
like
a
opening the
buying
door
time spell, really.
Yeah, it's like opening the door on Snoop Dogg's limo. Just thick smoke pouring out. And you step out and have this conversation with Malik. Do you want to go back into the fog and hide, or do you want to
Yeah, I'm wanting to hide in the fog, so I'll just be here.
Okay. And this lasts for an hour, which is what, 100 rounds?
Uh-huh.
Okay, there you go. All right, Malik.
Goddamn.
Just since we're on the same initiative order.
Yeah, Ishu or Malik can go first. It doesn't matter.
Does it not matter? Okie dokie.
Yeah, basically every time 14 comes up, you guys decide. Y'all decide which of the two of you wants to go.
Yeah. Do you have something specifically you want to do? Or
I mean, my plan is just to sit in this doorway with a ready to attack action because they'll touch me before I touch them, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In that case, I will.
If they want to come running out of the fog like smoke grenaded,
Yeah.
So I'm going to move 5. That's 15, 25. I'm going to go up to here. Can I see either dudes around the corner?
Yeah, you can see the front dude. And I gotta move these so I stop touching them by accident. Okay, go over your character sheets, get out of the way. There we go. Okay. Yes, so this guy becomes visible to you.
And I say, help, there's a monster attacking. It's over in that direction.
That is terrible acting.
Even.
You can roll a performance check at disadvantage. That was terrible.
Help.
Help.
Can I roll deception because I'm deceiving them?
Yeah, okay, fine. Deception with disadvantage because you're terrible. I love you, but you're terrible.
Help.
Please help.
Oh no!
They
There appear to be bad people.
Exactly. I'm not with the monsters. They're different from me. I just happen to be here alone. Yeah, they don't believe you, and you can finish your turn. But you see the guy look, and the face of no, he's just like he sees another enemy combatant.
Did that take an action?
Yes, it was definitely an action to try to deceive them.
Oh. I will finish my turn then by doing. God, I feel like nothing.
This is where we get the Malik version of boring conversation.
I love it. I feel like nothing.
I go, a monster. Oh, it's got me. And I misty step and I teleport inside the building.
Oh no, a monster! He's got me. I'm being dragged. Zoop, and then he disappeared. Okay, now do you have to be able to see where you're misty stepping to? Yes,
see.
30 feet
Like,
unoccupied.
yeah,
You can't. So you can't. A, you can't see through the wall. B, you can't see anything in the cloud. But yes, you could teleport to the. You could misty step into the doorway.
Help! Help! It's got me.
The mist beast. Oh, Malik the unconvincing. Okay, Ishi, what are you doing with your turn?
Okay, so my plan is to step into the doorway,
Yeah.
and then ready in action or anything that comes within 5 feet, like within touching.
Yeah. So the problem here is that you can't see 5 feet in front of you. So you could.
Okay, but to get through this doorway, they will have to step over me. So when they do that, I stab them in the leg. Right?
So here's the thing: there is someone waiting in a
I'm
square.
not completely blind.
You are actually.
No.
No, you like literally are. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm in the space they have to walk through. I don't understand what else I could do.
Yeah. So if someone bumps into you, if someone attempts to move through your square, okay, that's
if
cool.
someone would move through my square, I stab them in the leg.
Yes, yeah. So what I'm saying is you can't say if someone comes within 5 feet of me because you won't see them. But if
that's
someone
fine.
physically touches you, then yes, you can lash out and take a sword attack on
That's
them.
okay. My plan is, if they walk through the doorway, I give them a good old stab.
Okay, totally. All right. Okay, so this guard is going to return to the GM layer because no one can see them.
So some of you might be wondering why this spell is so powerful, but it's because you weren't born in the 90s or earlier, and you didn't get to play the video game Myst, which is actually impossible. There's no answer to it. It's completely impossible. And anyone who puts it in front of them, they're just rendered completely ineffective.
Copies of Broderbund Software's Myst float before your eyes, and suddenly you're thinking about turning spigots and trying to remember how to play the piano, and you're stuck in a QuickTime stack. Okay. So the two guards that are dead take no action because they're dead. The other guards do what they need to do. Then I'm going to move some other tokens around. All right, so 15, 25, 35, 45, 50, 55. Okay, so yeah, something like that. Okay. And unfortunately, this person, sure doesn't have anything. Let me check the. Now that everybody's blind, I gotta keep checking these spells and all this other shit. So okay, so let me see if you need to be able to see this person, see the
It's what
target.
you call needlessly complicating an action.
Hey, listen, I played in a campaign where one of the other players' favorite things to do was as soon as there was a fight, unstopper that ever-smoking bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no, you don't have to see them. Okay, so there's a peal of thunder. There's a flickering of brighter fog. So you hear just like, and the right near you, you hear a prayer to Tempest resound. Ishi, you hear someone pray, and then they move back through the fog, and they have blessed 3 of their companions with the bless spell, which I'm going to copy into chat so that later I can refer to it. 1, 2, and then I don't know, a random guard. Okay, all right. So the blessings of Tempest upon them. They are ready to fight. And bless lasts for the same amount as like rage and all that other shit.
Concentration, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's concentration until They get hit or up to 1 minute. Yep, same as most spells. Okay, great. Little Fox, it is your turn.
Great. Let us move. So I can move a total of 40. This is all difficult terrain.
It's all sludgy
Air
water.
oriented. All right. Well, maybe I will double move with a little bit of extra efficiency along this little spit of land. So it would be 40 feet of movement to get onto non-difficult terrain, and then okay, cool. So let's do that. So I go crashing through the water. Rawr, rawr, rawr. I'm angry.
Water splashing. You don't even have blood on you because you dispatched them so quickly.
And then, so that's my first 40 feet of movement. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So let's say I can get to there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how much better this is than just. Anyways, yeah. I've got an extra 5 feet out of the game. Aces. Nice. All right. Actually, I guess I can move diagonally, so I can end up here. Yeah. Okay. That's where I am.
Okay.
I take no action, for I may not. My rage will end if no one hits me.
That's true.
At
Yes.
the beginning of my next turn.
No one can currently see you, so because you can't see out of the cloud either.
Am
cool.
I in the edge of the cloud, or no? I guess
No, that you can see
a
the
lot
edge of the cloud. I put a little gray aura on it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'll double check to make sure y'all have the aura visible.
I don't think I have the aura. I see.
Okay, let me clear it up
nice,
for you.
pretty cloud, but not.
How
the
about
big
that
box?
You
There
got
we
a
go.
cloudy
Perfect.
box now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I feel like the dude in charge, the knight, I think the lieutenant, he shouts, obviously you have us at something of an impasse. This diabolical fog has clouded everyone's view. And I think, speaking of diabolical fog, now everybody's all shook up. I'll get to fixing this. So he shouts, maybe we'd all best put our weapons down. Talk about this.
I agree.
Since, as you
As do my
say,
companions.
none of us can see the other, what reassurance do we have that your weapons are indeed not trained on us?
Well, boy, you need to be able to see your target to train a weapon on it. And all I can see is fog.
It's true.
I just don't trust that you will actually put your weapons down, as you say.
What has trust to do with it? You attacked us.
I did no such thing.
There's another voice, a snarl woman's voice. She says, Lieutenant, we can still defeat these creatures. Why are you parlaying with them? And then the lieutenant's like, quiet. And
Creatures? You must have me mistaken. I am a human.
he says, I've seen no human face save those of my soldiers. Dispel this fog and come out and we'll talk.
Or perhaps I will turn instead the fog into acidic rain and melt you all.
Had you the tools to kill us in that fashion, you'd have done it already.
Actually, I would not have, because I am not you. But your perception of non-humanoid beings is not to my taste. I think I shall just leave the fog cloud right where it is. Have fun with that. I think that Arcturus and me, I think that we should just go.
All right.
You could, certainly.
You like-
Yeah, I mean, you kind of know where the door is, and Malik is like standing in it. So, okay, sure. Well, what do you want to do on your turn? Do you want to leave?
Well, Malik's standing in the doorway. But
you can still
I
go
think,
through him, right?
I think that I would at least. We came from this direction.
Yeah, more or less.
So I think that the best way is to go back the way we came, just so like they might they might have, I don't know, anything. So I'm trying to figure out 10, 20. Like, I can't really get that far. I can get to like here probably with one.
Sure. You can stumble out of the ruins.
Yeah. And then I guess, can I want to like be on the lookout for, like, is there a way that I can make a perception check or something to see if there's someone else on the outside where there's no fog? Or
Yeah, you can take your turn to make an investigation or perception check, whichever you prefer.
sure, I'll do perception.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't have any kind of advantage.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anybody else around.
Okay. So then it would just be like, let's
I mean, no one
go.
can see you. You're waving to empty air.
All right. I thought Malik might be able
Malik
to.
is technically in the cloud and thus blind.
Yeah, got it.
Yep. Okay. So, what now, Malik? It's your turn.
Yes. I suppose no blood needs to be spilled. Come along, party. We'll leave these people to explore this area of ruins, I suppose. And then he says, like, more quietly to Arcturus, he's like, we really have to talk about how we're doing this whole engagement.
As you walk out, like, we gotta have a tactical conversation about this.
She's like in the fog hearing this, like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing?
It sounds like everyone's leaving, Ishi. Yeah, party's over.
Oh,
I mean, Arcturus is just like, rather not to murder, but we've done this before, right?
I hold position. If anything bumps into me, I stab it. That's what I'm doing.
You're just gonna stay there? Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm blind. I'm in the middle of a doorway. I don't even know where I am.
I mean, you could probably know where the other doorway was. It's not like you didn't come into the room and see what the room was before you were blinded.
I mean, sure, but
You could leave if you wanted to. It's up to you, though, of course.
nope. I stay right here.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
I mean, they don't know where I am either, so.
Okay, so hang on, sorry. All right. So they're going to stumble around in the fog, I guess. Let's see. So you, little fox, you hear like splashing around in the fog, but you don't. You don't see. No one emerges. I think they all kind of like wander around. Okay. Little fox, when does your rage end? End of this turn or?
It's already ended.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I just
Okay.
wasn't.
So you're no longer enraged.
So I'm no longer enraged, which I think might allow for this like exit strategy to actually pan out.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just like on a wild murder spree anymore. And can I so I can see this nerd?
Yeah.
And presumably I could hear them talking.
Yeah, you heard all that conversation. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, like I guess I'll just move. I'll just double move this way. I'm so ready for these guys to like betray us or something. Like stab us in the back, but here I go.
I mean, they can't see you, right? Like
I'll double move.
Arcturus shut this whole fight down like really effectively.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the whole point, is that Arcturus is, and like he's always been this way. Like, if they don't attack us first, and they didn't technically, they were ready, but like
yeah,
we
little fox flipped out.
No, I absolutely
also fair.
started this, which is why I'm not going to like insist that we finish it.
Yeah.
Meh. The flaming fist. Sparing the flaming fist is like sparing racists.
I mean, they're not all I mean, this is the thing. I agree with you in principle that the flaming fists are all bastards. But individual members of the Flaming Fist may not be bastards.
I'm just speaking from Ishi's perspective of like no member
of course, yeah,
and also from Arcturus's perspective of not knowing a lot about the like Forgotten Realms.
This is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Where Ishi and Little Fox have more reason to not like these people than the rest of the group.
Yeah, they have you have context for the Flaming Fist that Arcturus is still learning.
I'm not at all being like, why
course.
can't we continue the fight? Not at all.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because we have characters who have been harassed by the Flaming Fist before, both here and in Baldur's Gate, and then other characters who are interacting with them for the first few times. So, and I really like the use of Fog Cloud as a no one is fighting. Everybody stop it, because it works. Okay, so Ishi, how long do you stay? I guess because this is diffused. They're not like hunting for you. They're not trying to use the cloud. They're like falling back and reconnoitering. You hear them all kind of like going back out through
I guess I make my way back out and like leave if everybody else is gone and like
okay.
It doesn't make a lot of sense for me to sit here alone for a long time and like wait if I don't hear anything else happening. So yeah, I probably like a couple of turns later, if we're going by initiative order, like
there's the like standing in the fog, like they're gonna come.
Yeah, and they get quieter and quieter. You hear them moving away more and more until you can't hear them anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that eventually you back out and you've got, like I said, like an hour to get away from them. And as long as you keep the fog cloud between you and them, you can head back out into the ruins of mesirow and leave them behind. So some minutes later, as you find your way to safety, the group of you like reconvene.
Sorry about the blindness thing. I just figured if they can't see, they can't hit.
Neither can I.
Yes, exactly.
So are we just going to do that every time now? For everything?
I just...
Because you don't need a bodyguard or like a soldier with you if you're just going to stop the fighting every time.
I just don't understand why murder is the first answer. It should be the last one.
It is the first answer.
Who are these?
Passive aggressively setting up camp.
Yeah.
And like just like expressing her discontent by being really like pushy and like loudly clanging things down. And
who are these flaming fists? The one time that we ran into them in the jungle, they seemed like jerks, but not murderers. Why are you so ranged against their continued existence?
So the thing about the Flaming Fist is that they're very ferociously against the existence of anything that isn't like human or very human-like. So we've been in fights before. Not a good group of people. Before I met you, obviously. But
if you'd let us know they were the Flaming Fist, I certainly would have been more interested in...
I was busy trying to be sneaky. You know, that thing people do when they don't want to get spotted? I wasn't going to shout, "Hey, guys, there's a big shield with a flaming symbol on it. That's cool." Because then they'll see me. I can't... You got to wait for me to come back.
Yeah.
I like glare at Little Fox a little bit on that one where it's like,
yeah, and like
we had no intel.
we make eye contact and Little Fox just like her eyes narrow and then she like shrugs because in her mind, like, she wasn't wrong. They were the Flaming Fist and we do hate them, so she should kill them. So yeah, she just like shrugs
but
and
like she wasn't aware of that sort of thing. Like,
but now in hindsight, she's like,
in hindsight,
I totally knew it. It's not just that I went into a blind rage and murdered things.
Yeah.
I must apologize, Ishi, but it is not in my nature nor the nature of my job background to prejudge people.
And that's fine. Your beliefs are your beliefs. You know, you go on loving everyone, but one day when you stop these things in the middle, I'm gonna be the one that gets like 4 swords in them before the fighting stops, and I'm not into that.
I think Ishi's right here. Holding on to your beliefs is all well and good, but if it means putting your friends at risk...
Who is at risk?
I was in there.
Yeah, all of us. I was standing out in the open. You'd cast that cloud while I was still out trying to make diplomacy with them.
Nobody's going to call attention to the fact that Little Fox started this fight.
Oh, no, totally.
Yeah, no.
Like, Little Fox put you in danger. No one else. I think it's just important, like, someone calls that out because, yes, Arcturus is being, like, defensive, but, like, you all know why this turned into a fight and not a parlay. Right? Yeah. The screaming battle hammer. And don't pretend like that didn't happen. It's just important that like, is a thing if you're going to have a conversation about it.
Yeah. And likewise, when I'm trying to talk to them, it's not super conducive to diplomacy, as we say, if you kill a few of them, because I don't know, because you wanted to, because they were there.
Yeah, and like Little Fox stops what she's doing. I think she's like just gotten a fire going, maybe. And says, God, how do I say this with very few words? Hired to protect you from the jungle, things in the jungle. Can't talk to most of them. And she's just like putting some some tinder in the fire.
I think the distinction that our friend Arcturus wants to make is this is a humanoid. There was the opportunity for it. Even
Little Fox looks at you like this is the most inane distinction. Like, yeah. Like she just kind of scoffs at it, like shape doesn't matter.
A thinking creature has the opportunity to choose to be aggressive or to give each creature it encounters a chance to live peacefully with each other. I choose not to be the aggressor.
Little Fox like waves a hand broadly. Everything thinks. Trees, animals, dinosaurs. People think too much, too tricky. They say things, kill you anyways. Most dangerous thing in the jungle is people.
Still, you're a little trigger happy on that one.
Don't trust them. And she like crosses her arms.
Yeah.
Okay. Suffice it to say, let me just clear this up. I think it's probably the easiest thing. Suffice it to say, we all acted in ways that were uncooperative to each other. Let's make sure that moving forward, we don't continually screw each other over on every approach that we make, because it seems to be becoming a thing. And I really don't want it to be. It makes my life very difficult.
If we encounter more creatures and they attack us, I will defend you all with everything in my power. If we encounter more creatures and without any kind of aggressive behavior on their part, attack them, then I will go back to the port.
You got it. I just think, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from as who I am, because you've been talking about your beliefs a lot. But the kobold approach is take the advantage. Take the advantage. There are stuff that don't see you. Take the goddamn advantage. Like, it's not in my nature to wait until they fight me. It's not in my strategy. But it's fine. I can do it. I'm a professional duelist. I guess I should announce myself a little more. Sorry if my approach has been problematic. But take the advantage. Sometimes. Maybe when I say it's a good idea. Occasionally. I can't be the only one bending here.
I will look through Volo's book and learn more of the creatures of this realm and their history in encounters.
It sounds to me like we're going to need to trust each other a little bit on this, because there are definitely going to be times when taking that stealthy opportunity is going to be the best one. I think we're just going to have to come down to whoever seizes the initiative of the situation and follow their lead.
Oh my god, it's like trying to play a MOBA with a pug. You keep doing bad ideas, but only just because everyone has to go along with them, or you fail.
Yep.
Like, no, I don't want to attack now, but everybody's doing it. Oh god, here we go. It's fair.
Okay.
Critical mass works that way.
All right. Little Fox, you went too hard that time. Okay? Too hard. Is it?
She doesn't say anything.
I'm just looking at her like
she just
I'm hoping
crosses
for
her
some,
arms
like,
and
affirmation of, because she's only saying this because she wants the argument to be over, and like this seems like the easiest way to resolve it. You know, like she's trying to diplomatize through this argument, and she's looking to Little Fox with these eyes that are like, I'm not
please tell
saying
me.
this for real. I just want you to acknowledge that we can move forward now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and she does the thing, like she always looks like a little kid when she's in this mood, like where she's like getting sullen and sulky, and she just like like closes her body off, like crosses her arms, bundles herself up, and just says, "Don't trust them.
and that's fine.
They want to
How
kill
does it feel to be the Leroy Jenkins of this situation?
You did a good job. You murdered some people I probably would have murdered too, but too fast, too quick. Everybody else not ready.
Yeah, she just like sulks. She doesn't keep arguing.
Yeah.
She just shuts down and like
Okay.
turns inward.
Never mind. I'll talk to you tomorrow when you're more receptive. Like,
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so you rest and make camp, and the
Are we close enough to fish?
no.
Okay.
No, there's no there's like no animal life around here. It's all kind of repelled. So
Right. We
yeah. So no hunting. You have to eat rations. I don't know if you have any fish left over. Everybody mark inspiration if you don't already have it.
Well, I already have it, Adam.
Well, you should be using it then.
should have
I know, right?
I also
Like,
already have it. So.
Inspiration is often, especially with this group, inspiration is often like the GM being like, "You did a good job. Here's $5." You're like, "I've already got $5. I can't."
Hey, wait.
Hey,
I
my
would
wallet only
always
fits
take another
$5.
No, but you're not
This is the
allowed. You can
problem.
only have one $5 bill in your wallet at any given time.
Exactly.
That's
the wallet has
dumb. I
one
want
$5
multiple
bill.
$5 bills.
No, can't do
What
it.
if there was like you would get like points and you would accumulate them? Maybe there were like 3 different kinds. There was like a middle one and then a really
How
fancy
about
one.
instead of the GM giving me $5 bills, chat gives me $5 bills?
Listen, you can do that in your own stream on your own time. But
Hey,
here,
which is twitch.tv/
that's right. Yeah.
All right, good shit, team.
Good nerps. Well done. Yeah. I mean, that's the trick, right? Is that if you're a good art role player, I'm happy to give you inspiration. Y'all inspire me every moment of every episode. But like, once you've inspired me once, I can't until you use it. You can't inspire me again. So, yeah. Okay. So you're squared away on that. Everybody rests. Let me hand out some XP. Obviously, you do long rests, so you recover the hit dice that you recover and the hit points and all that stuff. Everybody gets 606 experience.
Okay, so we get half of our level for hit dice rounded down.
Yes.
Yeah, half of your level in hit dice.
Half of your total back.
round down, which is going to be your total because you have as many hit dice as you have levels.
Right.
Yes, if you spent less than half.
And so, Adam, this is going to be XP for the vines.
It's the vines and the
And
guard
the other,
acolyte knight.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check because it was from last episode.
Yes, correct. Yeah, it was not that much from these guys, slightly more from the vines, and then 606 was the final collection. Cool.
Still pretty far away from level 6.
Yeah, it happens. That's okay.
And,
5,000 XP to go.
Yep. All right. So the next day in Mesirow, the weather is rainy.
What? No way.
Now, do you want to continue just like exploring Mesirow today, or you figure you can probably finish it if you spend the whole day exploring, or you can leave, I guess is your other option.
I mean, we started. We should finish.
Yeah.
Today is Ishi's chance to yell.
yeah,
Also-
I promised that's what we do.
It's true.
Adam,
Sure,
here's
I
my
have my
question
plan.
to you.
Yes.
If we could just take like a step back, what is the deal with our searching? Are we getting like opportunities to like make rolls to find secret stuff, or is this like
I have to keep some of that obfuscated from you, but essentially you're just going like block by block, looking in the ruined buildings, searching for evidence of people around. You've covered half the terrain of Mesirow today, and then yesterday, and if you do another day, you'll finish like looking around.
Okay. How long does detect magic last? It's like a minute, basically.
Yeah.
I recall. So
the idea
I wish
here
there was a way that I could like improve my odds of finding something.
No,
good.
you're surrounded by magic all the time. The inherent magic of Mesirow is present. Also, the necromantic magic of the jungle is present here as well. All of that is true. Save your detect magic in case you find something that indicates there might be like a more specific magic within that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have some context for like how I can try to improve our odds of finding some hidden thing here or whatever. Like I'm just trying to think in those terms.
Yep. Yeah.
But I guess I don't have a lot of relevant like knowledge skills or stuff that I could leverage. So it's kind of just it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah, I think it's just a case of time because it's like it's a big city, but it's also several thousand years old and it's ruined. And
yeah, and this isn't like we're in a dungeon and we're going to each room and needing to like tap in the right corner or whatever.
Yeah.
This is we're abstracting this a bit. So
yeah,
cool.
exactly. So it's like another day of searching.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in about that.
Is that the plan? Mm-hmm. And today's searching is going to consist of Ishii shouting like, "Hey, artists!" Like,
Yeah,
right?
Like, pretty much.
Yeah, as we walk around every now and then, she'll just stop and be like, "Ah."
Okay.
There's a very shrill Ishii occasion.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little Fox's mood has not improved and will only get worse.
Okay.
You're supposed to be here.
All right. So you're wandering around in the ruins, and I think remember yesterday was like the flooded part of town, and so today is the like jungle claimed part. And I think that it's partway through the morning. You've been exploring. You find yourselves in a sort of a clearing with some toppled pillars, and in the center there's a stagnant old like pool or fountain. Obviously, it's like a mosquito nest now. And you've been shouting, and you come out into this clearing, and gosh, I think this encounter, we just jump right to initiative because the way you described your searching, I don't see that there's any other way. So
Okay.
Let me 1 million sturges.
No, this one, the encounter is very clear about what happens.
Same flaming fist guys as before.
Yeah, it actually says the flaming fist guys that they encountered before and are pissed off. They show up. No, here, let me get you over to...
That would be awesome, though.
That would be very weird and sort of prescient of them.
Vindicate me.
Let's see. Okay, so you're on this map, I believe. And you've all kind of like come to like stop here for a moment. Okay, and y'all can see that map okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Are we cool
right.
to do initiative, or do you need to?
Let me clear the order. Yeah, thank you for asking. Dave.
Wait till you
I also have to grab another token for the thing that comes.
Also, this absolutely is one of the moments where Ishii has decided to stop and yell artist's name.
Yeah. So I think what happens is, everybody roll initiative. You hear a rustling in the nearby bushes, and everybody stops for a second, and then you hear a roar, and the bushes burst open, and a great lanky creature lunges forth, hungry for your flesh.
Giraffes are pretty lanky.
No, it's not a giraffe. It's a weird looking giraffe. If it is, there's the weird looking giraffe. That's what the weird giraffe looks like.
It's very
Oh,
strange.
yeah, it's like a giraffe, except its arms are the long bit.
From a suitably long distance away, rhetorically, it looks like a giraffe.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if the game gives me.
It is an animal with 4 limbs. It has a head. It's got a trunk like a torso.
Listen, if you told Arcturus this is what a giraffe looked like, it could be a giraffe forever.
Any better. Yeah.
This is a giraffe. You were attacked
Except
by
he's
a
got
giraffe.
Volo's guide, so he would be like, well, it says here that this looks an awful lot like a troll. Are you sure it's not a troll? Like, no, totally a giraffe.
Okay, let me see if I can find the info because there's a little bit of extra information for these random encounters. Let's see. Oh, nope, it's just the one sentence. Okay, a hungry troll comes crashing out of the jungle, intent on eating the characters. So you're like, Artis, Artis, and then this troll bursts out and it's just
That's
like
not Artis!
running towards Arcturus. And looking ready to munch. So let me pop the initiative for this bad boy. All right, little fox, what do you do?
This one definitely looks aggressive.
Yeah, he's ready to fight. This guy is hungry and angry, and he's coming after you.
How many feet tall is this troll?
Taller than you.
Roughly. Is it like tall? I just want to check. Like it must be bigger than me. It's a large creature.
Yes, it's a large creature. So yeah, definitely bigger.
So it's like 10 or 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the cusp of the size category because
Right.
I'm like 8 feet tall and I have a thing where I carry stuff as if I were this thing size. So I just like to always check, just how big are we talking here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna throw a penny in this well and make a wish. I think is what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna move over to be in front of.
Hey, the wish spell is very powerful. All right.
Yo, if I could get a wish from this well, I'm saying
That is some old school D&D Gygaxian horse shit. You see a well, I throw a penny in it, I make a wish. You die instantly.
Or it actually gives you the wish spell.
Yeah, exactly. Or 50-50 chance, coins spray out of the well in all directions, and now you're rich.
That's
You
some
forgot
classic
to
stuff.
wish to continue living.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you run 40, you take your move action to run 40 feet towards the troll.
Yeah, and then I will. I mean, I'm assuming this thing's pretty fucking dumb and is going to attack the first thing it sees. So I will rage, and then take the dodge action, basically.
Okay. Sure. Okay. You are going to dodge, so let's find a good token for that. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Ishi, how about you?
Distance wise, it's not looking good for my
Yeah. It's
for
a
my
long way to
sword.
scamper.
For my sword, but I have a fancy old short bow that'll work just fine. Speaking of which, Adam, weather.
It's rainy, so you're fine.
So I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like that one very rare day where
There's
it's
two. Yeah, like basically there's two where it could be sunny or like hot and sunny.
I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't.
That's
missed-
honestly the best use of that macro is like kenishc.com.
Yeah.
It's great, and she's actually well suited to adventuring here.
So, Patwang
Okay.
with a short bow
Thunk.
for 11 damage, the first one, and then Patwang again
Okay. Yep, that's a hit too.
for 7 damage.
Okay, so yeah, you just snap off 2 quick shots, and the troll has 2 arrows sticking out of its side, and it snarls and looks angry at you.
It's already looking angry. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, you know what though? That second shot I think might have been a miss because it's a 15 would have been a hit, except that you're shooting past some it's got cover. Is all I'm saying from this.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
But the first hit is still fine. The second one was very close. It's just like two points of AC cover. So, okay. So the troll, as you predicted, little fox. Not that he's dumb. It's just that he'd have to climb over this to get to Ishi.
Yeah, I was seeing this terrain when I positioned myself. I was like, there's kind of a funnel.
Yeah, he's figured he's got enough there. So, as he runs towards you, you can see the arrow wounds healing.
Yeah, it's like the arrows are getting pushed.
Exactly.
Out of
Yeah, the
his
2 arrows go
body.
boom, or the arrow falls out. The second one, I think, just like he yanks out and throws on the ground as he runs over, and then he gets to make his attacks. So he gets 3 attacks, but they're all at disadvantage. So I'm attacking armor class 16 with disadvantage. Claw. So you take 11.
Yeah, I'm raging as well though, so I take 5.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot to add your rage.
No, it's all good. I'm rage dodging, which I don't know, is fine.
Defensive raging. It's a lot of shouting and waving your arms around.
Well, yeah, she rolls up and she's like waiting. It's that whole thing of like, yeah, come at me.
God, come on.
So she probably like catches the first swing in one hand and then it like gets her with the other claw.
Doing the Shark Tank pace, you know.
Yep.
Like,
All right, so you take 5 on the first swing, the second swing, and then he tries to bite you with disadvantage, so still hits. So 10 down to 5.
So I take another 5. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
This thing's for real, guys.
So
This
he comes
is-
loping up. He's got this kind of a hunched, like semi-gorilla run that he does, and he has big, long fingers, like such that if he bent his hand down, his fingers are like touching midway down his arm, and he's like running on his knuckles. And he comes up, swipes at you. The first strike knocks you back. Swipes again. This one actually like breaks your skin, and then sinks his needle teeth into your arm and like picks you up and kind of shakes you.
Yeah,
Everybody
there's
else.
definitely the like giving it the arm to bite at.
Yeah, everybody else sees this troll savaging Little Fox, but Little Fox is holding on. Okay, Malik?
All right. I think we got a very clear plan of action here.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in this square.
That one there? Okay. Let me
That's where the fireball goes.
grab a fireball here. So it's
2020.
20.
Well, 20 radius.
Right, okay. So I'll do the same thing. I should probably just save you a fireball.
Yeah, it's only going to hit him anyway.
For...
Presumably.
Okay, so here's your fireball. Yeah, there's lots of places to hit only him. So again, like Little Fox and the troll, you both hear this like the hissing as the ball of fire that streaks past you, like burns away all the rain that's falling on it, and then whoa, there's a sudden rush of wind and heat, and it comes right up in front of you as the troll gets consumed by this fireball. So I'm actually gonna copy this. Give me 1 second, and I'm gonna go back to our little landing page and I'll drop it in there. Okay, there we go. Now I have a saved fireball. Okay, so go ahead and roll damage and everything on that, and then I'll roll the saving throw for this big guy.
That was a bad one.
That's a bad fireball.
Naughty fireball.
That's okay. And it's a dex save.
Yep, DC 16. Don't you do it.
Got it.
Oh, you
All right.
rascal.
So he only takes 10 damage.
That's fine. The main component is stopping
The other
regeneration.
thing, yep. All right. So it maybe it's the rain. Maybe that he's covered in water. Maybe it's just that you misfire a little bit. But you hit him for 10 damage, and he has been burnt this turn. So he will not regenerate next turn. Cool. All right. So lots of vegetation gets scorched up by this hot fire. Malik, do you want to move? Use your bonus action.
How tall is this like fountain? Is it just like a slightly raised one?
It's actually it's only like 2 or 3 feet lip off the ground.
Yeah, it's one of those like low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I just move back a little bit and towards Arcturus.
Okay. All right. So Arcturus, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to. Let me just see. I think I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon and put it behind. I mean, it doesn't hit this turn, but it's still behind the troll.
Yes, the mighty crack of the fish whip.
Yeah. That
right.
fish whip.
So the fish whip appears, and you wanted to put it behind the troll? Back there? Okay.
Yeah, and that misses, but it was still a bonus action. So on my action, I'm going to Toll the Dead, which is a cantrip that I got because I didn't realize that I was supposed to take another one at level 4.
Nice.
And it's already been damaged.
It has,
Yep.
but
Hold on.
it costs a spell to cast
Right.
spiritual weapon.
It says bonus action.
It's a bonus action spell, and it's a cantrip, right? So you can do that. You can do one level
It's
1
not a
spell.
She can.
It's a cantrip. Toll the Dead's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Sorry, totally ignoring
Yeah,
Spiritual
it's okay.
weapon is casting time 1 bonus action.
Okay, go ahead and do your toll. Does he have it's a save for toll? an attack roll?
It's wisdom
it's
saving
not.
throw.
It's not. It's an attack.
It's an attack. Well, but it's a wisdom saving throw.
For Toll the Dead?
Yeah, you point at one creature you can see within range, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it. For a moment, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
So
Wisdom save. Which
that
Okay,
was
so
the
it-
damage.
not good.
So it
No.
doesn't have an attack roll associated with it. It just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just that it got rolled as an attack roll.
Because it's not in the SRD yet,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
need to figure out how to put
Yeah,
it
I
in
can
there.
help you with that. Okay, so how much damage? Deals 2d12?
Yeah, because it's already been damaged.
Jesus, that is an insane cantrip.
That's so
That's real
good.
So it's 19 necrotic damage.
Okay. That is too much damage for a cantrip. Okay.
I mean, she just rolled really high too.
Yeah.
She rolled a 12 and a 7.
It's bananas. Okay,
But still, it's real good.
cool.
I mean, that said, like Eldritch Blast is a cantrip, and it's 2d10 once you're 5th level or higher.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's important to remember these are being doubled now.
totally. Okay. All right. So, movement or anything? Are you good?
I think I'm gonna yeah, I'll move up on it. I'll get up on its bullshit. It's big and scary, but so is Little Fox, and I fight next to Little Fox all the time. So I got my shield, got my hammer, got my fishy whip. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Little Fox, it's your turn.
Sick.
Use your reggae.
Yeah. My ranking. It's like the complete opposite of right. All right. Just because words are close, phonetically doesn't, or on the page, conceptually they're close. So, just regular attacking is a 14 a hit.
It is not a hit. No.
Okay. Second attack.
That's
is
a hit.
24 a hit.
Yeah.
So I'll hit it for 17. Nice. 17 damage.
Okay.
That's a third roll.
Wham.
My max is 18. So, get it.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, Arcturus runs up. Maybe it like briefly distracts the troll. The troll goes to like take a swing at him, and Little Fox just like cranks into its exposed side with the hammer.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and you all heard like that bell ringing sound, like it was underwater.
Cool. Like an
yeah, like a
echo
weird, like-
ring.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
That's awesome.
All right. Cool.
And I'm not going to move, but I'm not dodging anymore, so you can.
That's right. I'll take your little
clear the
tower off.
tower icon.
Okay. Great. Ishi, it's your turn.
I'm gonna roll right into comfortable stabbing position,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to comfortably stab
Fantastic.
with my sword.
All right.
So pack tactics. So we're at advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Rapier.
Testis. Oh, even
Pax
with a 10,
tactus.
unfortunately.
Sadly not. But second one.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So boom for 13 damage.
Both ends of the bell curve there.
And then I will take my action surge and go again.
Okay.
So another rapier
Oof.
attack for 13 damage.
Okay.
And then the last rapier attack, 13 is
That
a
is a
miss,
miss,
I
yeah.
believe. Yes.
That's right.
So Ishi just runs in, and while the troll is like, dealing with the other two sort of bigger targets, she just runs in and does that thing in anime where you have a piercing weapon and it goes like, that thing.
Awesome.
Does
Okay.
that.
So the troll, having been burned, does not regenerate and is enraged and starts taking swings. And I think it's gonna go after Arcturus. I think it's gonna focus on killing the person it thinks it can kill. So it's gonna take a claw attack, which is a miss, just barely. Another claw attack. Hit for 14,
Okay.
and then a bite, which is a miss. Okay,
Ow.
Malik.
Yep. I think we're going to. Yeah, I feel like something else is going to happen here. I got that feeling. So I'm only going to use fire chromatic orb.
Okay.
Oh, I can use my new macro. Ho 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 ho.
Okay. So you.
Look at that. I can choose the damage type.
Ooh. Which would be great if you hit with it, but you do not.
Oh, yeah. I was so busy doing
Do you want to use lucky to re-roll it, Dave?
I mean, I've already rolled damage. It's a bit late.
Yeah.
I mean, you should never have rolled damage because
It's fine.
I just wanted to show off the macro.
so you're like, check this out. And it like flies past him, blows up in the. Yep, it's cool. It's a great macro. Just it doesn't hit is the thing. Do you want to move? Do you want to do anything else? Climb into the well, lie down, close your eyes.
We need to make sure it gets hit, so I'm going to quicken a firebolt.
Okay. Quicken spell makes something a bonus. Makes it a bonus action, right? And firebolt is a cantrip.
It is.
Rock and roll.
That's better.
That's much better. Yep.
And then we go.
Okay.
We get a lot of damage on him.
All right. So the troll is staggered, smoldering, close to death. Arcturus, you want to try to finish this thing off? You're muted, Blue Jay.
Sorry, fish whip.
I see the fish. Oh, fish whip did it. Did you roll damage, fish whip?
4 down.
That's enough. How does the fish whip kill this troll?
It wraps around its trolly throat and then just like yanks the troll back, and you can see its like face going like weird and purpley. And Arcturus, I think, is like, he's got his shield up and he's got his hammer and he's like going like, and then just like. Bleh.
Yeah, and he's just like hanging from the whip and then crumbles to the ground. And because of the fire damage, he won't recover. He won't gain his hit points back. And so as the troll tumbles to the soggy earth, let us take our second break and reflect upon our victories. Hallowed fish whip, excellent fire bolting. That chromatic orb, though, it's still going. It's sailing into the atmosphere somewhere. It'll be in space soon. Good luck, chromatic orb.
Gonna be alone.
Right. You see a chromatic orb slowly rotating through space as it flies out of the solar system. Good stuff. All right, everybody. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. welcome back, everybody. It's Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation, and there's a dead troll, and nobody's really surprised or sad about that. So tough luck for you, troll.
Except for Alex.
It's hard out there for a troll.
It is, yeah. And this troll particularly had a brief and short end of life at the business end of some adventurers.
But luckily, we knew the troll's weakness, which is hammers, specifically ban hammers.
That's right.
Very good at crushing trolls.
Use hammer to kill troll. So this troll, unlike so many, will not be coming back. And lies smoldering on the wet ground.
I just thought, and from the woods, a second troll. It's the same guy, but he looks slightly different with an extra number at
He's
the
got
end
an
of his
extra number
name.
on the end of his name.
Exactly. Hunger Troll 6969 bursts out of the woods. Listen, we're gonna be here all day fighting one troll at a time. It's a very tenacious troll.
Yeah.
So, so you've slain the troll. Any need to rest here at all, or what do you want to do? What's the plan?
I
Is
walk
the
into the
troll-
bushes from whence it emerged,
Mm-hmm.
and I look at what the deal is. Is there a troll hole right here?
There
or
is
is
not.
the troll's lair further away?
You could attempt to track the origin of this troll if you wished, but there is no clear or obvious sign of where the troll came from.
Okay, well, I fully expect someone to look it up in our copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters that we have in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Someone should do that. And then I'm going to try to track this troll.
Okay.
I heal myself a little bit.
Is it a survival test? Adam?
Yeah, tracking is survival.
Who actually has our full copy of Volo's Guide?
I believe. Yeah, who's lugging that heavy thing
is
around?
that-
Probably you are. Also, I don't think there's an entry for trolls in the Vol's Guide.
What?
Not specifically.
No.
Okay, well, anyways.
Oh, actually, I have Volo's Guide.
I'm going to spend inspiration and roll my survival skill. Here I go. I got a 15, Adam.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I think you can see where the troll came from. You can see the broken branches and what have you. The troll seems to be have come out of the woods with the intent to murder. And I don't know. It's maybe been following you for a little while at a distance.
Yep. But yeah, if this is enough to track it back to its lair, that's something I would be interested in.
I mean, if you do, it'll take up the rest of you'll have to spend all your time tracking this thing instead of continuing to explore mesirow.
I think we're trying to explore the rest of Mesirow today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was close by, we had stumbled near its lair.
Yeah, you wouldn't know until you start wandering. But no, it looks like he was following you.
Yeah, there's nothing immediately.
Is
Cool.
the troll carrying anything?
Just a sexy troll loincloth.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to go digging around in there.
Yikes.
Don't, bro.
Let me check my treasure table. I'll see. He may have some
If you
individual.
were up here, Blue Jay, it would have been.
It's still hella snowing.
It's
Roll Ishi, roll a d20 for me and tell me what you get.
I hope this
11.
isn't one of those things where you're just whatever she rolls,
11?
there is a troll dong under the loincloth.
Actually, yes, the troll does have hidden under his troll loincloth a purse of coins. It's hidden where he thought no one would go looking for it. At least when you reach under there, that's what you hope you feel.
There's something metallic and clanky.
I mean, you feel a leathery bag below the troll's loincloth.
Look, she doesn't have the
Today's
same.
episode is dumb.
Yeah, doesn't have the
but
same
she's the
level of privacy about that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
meit's a
wouldn't-
dead
it wouldn't
troll.
gross
You reach
her.
under there and
Yeah.
pull out a troll's
Okay.
coin purse. But it is actually it's full of coins. And in it, you find 70 gold.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, you
I
find
will
70
add that
pieces
to
of
my
gold.
list here.
That troll was rolling in it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the party's like, ew.
You
or
just reach
whatever,
under there. What do I? Oh, I got something.
gold.
Ah!
Yeah, Little Fox is busy smelling its footprints and
Yeah.
It's that continual kobold mentality of hide the stuff where you don't want the stuff to be found.
Yeah,
I mean,
and kobolds have no shame about this stuff.
No,
right?
it doesn't
They
matter.
live in sewers and stuff. It's not a big deal.
I mean, if you look at the Ishi artwork, she's not really wearing very many clothes.
That's true. That's
saying.
true too. All right. So back to the exploration of Mesirow.
Sounds like it.
All right, Arcturus, you've healed your wounds, and and so you
Oh.
continue. Yes.
A quick question: is there anything special about the pool of water?
Not at a glance. No. You would probably, if you had to guess, imagine that it's only there because the jungle encounter map that the dungeon master chose happened to have a well on it.
Oh, okay, great.
And so the dungeon master narrated the well into the scene because it was clearly already there.
Yeah, great.
That would be what you would guess if you were to look at it.
Great. Okay, thanks, Adam.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm just not sure which shadows to jump at.
Totally, of course.
More or less plot significant than Nanny Poo Poo's well.
It would be less significant because it doesn't technically exist in the text of the adventure.
Okay, it's hard to tell.
Apparently, there's a glitch here where you can read the comments file for this well. I don't know.
Yeah,
fine.
The game just prints the comments into like a dialogue box on accident. Underneath
Yeah, the dialogue box says,
dialogue.
Barry, edit this out before we go live, but Barry forgot, so sorry, Bear.
Barry got laid off or like had a mental breakdown due to crunch right before the game went.
Before reality was launched. All right, so Mesirow. As night falls, you finish your search of the city of Mesirow, and if there is indeed anything hidden in Mesirow that you could find with your mundane senses, you have not. You have combed the city in the last 2 days, searching every major or minor ruin, and without excavating the place, this is it. This is Mesirow. It is a
Did
city.
we get it like a straight part when we combed it, or is it like a pompadour?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a lot of time, so it's really just like a comb over the ruined parts.
Great.
But the
Great.
city is dead. It is a dead city. There is no one living here. The only other signs of life you've seen are monsters or the flaming fist. So yeah, nothing.
You could have just said monsters, Adam.
right?
Yeah.
Nothing to be found. Nothing to be seen here. So
I could have sworn that there would be a way to get underneath this illusion or whatever it is, but
Well, I mean, if it were just the illusion, then Artis would have heard me yelling anyway. So maybe he's not here yet.
Yeah, and I think you're having this conversation as you are kind of combing the last of the city. You're starting to think like, okay, maybe it's time to give up. And I think that you walk out into a plaza. I think that you actually end up in the center of Mesirow. You've walked through it or by it a few times, but you haven't really searched it. It's the last thing. You're kind of doing the labyrinth, and it leads you to the center of the city. And in the middle, there is a statue that is so old and so ruined that all that remains of it are like the ankles up to the knee of whoever this was supposed to be a statue of. They're wearing sandals, and they just have like, you can see their calves, and then it's broken off just above the knee, and there's rubble all around. And you haven't really, this is sort of like the last place that you looked, right? Like the labyrinth would have led you here at the end of your journey. You do, however, see that at the base of the statue, there's a pile of decayed flowers. And then on top of it, there are some brilliant blue jungle orchids, a cluster of like 6 of them, just laying on top of the pile.
Hey, should I perform my technique for getting past altars?
It's not really an altar. It's like a memorial statue or something.
Getting past anything that's like flowers and weird stuff?
well, we
I
don't
say
know
to
if
the
this
voice
is
in the sky.
we don't know if this is to Ubtao. But I mean, feel free, have at it.
Ubtao is not traditionally portrayed with such shapely calves. Ubtao is normally portrayed as like a big muscly dude.
In terms of
Or
the
a
amount of
dinosaur.
times we have seen half a statue and it has been of Ubtao, I bet you this is also Ubtao. I say, not knowing anything about statues.
Is there any kind of like plaque or something?
Yeah, I mean, you could go over and take a look.
Yeah, I want to take a look at
No.
this statue. I'm
I'm
sure
already
Malik
looking.
is also doing
This
that.
is more relevant to me, so I'm doing it first.
The 2 nerds are like, no, me, I'll look at it.
No. It's definitely let Malik have the lead because he's all about them statues.
There's a third nerd here, and it's Little Fox, who is looking around if there are any of those flowers growing in the area nearby.
Not within eye shot, not within eyesight. You don't
Great.
see any. No, they're like all the stuff around here is like hardy, kind of tough, thorny vines and stuff.
That
Not
wanna
anything
assassinate
pretty.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's cool.
Yeah, actually, these are assassin orchids. So roll initiative. Okay, yeah. As you approach the statue, you see that it's actually part of like the base is too large for a single statue. There looks like there used to be other statues. You can see the spots where other like feet would have been. And so it looks like this was originally a statue of a group of people back to back looking out into the city across its many roads. The statue would have been like 15 feet tall probably, but the flowers are only laid at the feet of this one. And I think there is like part of a stone engraving at the base. Yeah, I don't know that at a glance you can make it out. It's everything in here is pretty worn down.
Mm.
All right. Well, let me clean this up a little bit. See if I can restore a bit of it by prestidigitating like layers of dirt, trying to get at the etchings underneath, because they would have had to make it into if it's a plaque. Yeah, I'd probably do that, and like what letters I can find, and then looking at the rest of it, is there enough to go by to work out who this was a statue of, like those two together?
I mean, I could give you like a name. I don't know if you'd be able to put context to it, but yeah, make a why don't you like make a check to like clean it or like get it like to get it in a state where you could actually try to read it without damaging it.
How does investigation sound?
Sure.
Because that would be like lightly dusting it and stuff.
Yeah.
I probably do this all the time, right? I use prestidigitation to help uncover archaeological finds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yes, Elf. He cleans the plaque and it says, "Here lieth Benjamin Hotlegs."
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, using prestidigitation and being careful, and I think like it gets dark while Malik is doing this, right? So, what's everybody else doing while Malik is kind of like carefully clearing the plaque, trying to get more letters out of what it says?
Are we like? Is this a place where camp could be made? It's like in the middle of an open like.
It's the central plaza of Mesirow. It's huge. It's an enormous
like,
open.
If it's central, that means that getting out of this space would take some time to.
No. There are four main roads that run to this place directly. And then the pie-shaped triangles, those are the labyrinthine streets of the city.
Okay, so
the city is shaped like it's like this, and then there's roads that go through it, and you're in the middle, and then all of this stuff here. Like
so we could very shortly.
Oh yeah, you could just book from here.
Okay. Then I think that we're waiting because we're not going to camp here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just like while Malik is cleaning off these letters and trying to like figure out what the statue is of, I'm sitting very close by on like the pedestal slightly, like where this statue is, just like being annoying.
Okay.
Like I'm just asking a ton of questions about this thing Malik doesn't know anything about. It's one of those things where like I presume he is an expert upon all things that have to do with half-formed statues. And there's like this ongoing conversation of like, well, it could be this person or it could be that person or like, I don't know if all those letters are going to even tell you the name of the person, like just being annoying.
Yeah. And if you remember, back when we were last doing the crocodiles temple statues, his preferred way of dealing with this is just seeing how well he can deliver deadpan lies to you and like not have you twig on it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Ishi gets into this like vibe of almost talking to herself, and just like your answers are just punctuation to what she wants to say.
Right.
So your lies sort of like bounce off of the idea that she's even listening.
Neither of you are communicating anything to each other.
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, it's just more and more ridiculous to see if you do break out of that.
Mm.
Okay.
Right, you're playing annoying each other chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So eventually, you clear what you figure is like the maximum amount of clearance you can get. Right, you clear enough of the thing to figure out that you get a name. The name is written weirdly. Not the name is written weirdly, but weirdly, the name is written in Chondathan script, which in an ancient Chultan city does not make any goddamn sense. And it says it's a name. It says Alessandra Rayburton. Alessandra Rayburton.
Yeah, could you pop that down in letters for me? So I can
Yeah,
copy?
yeah. Alessandra Rayburton. Boop, boop, boop.
I mean, I haven't heard that name before, but like,
Wow.
has Arcturus or the rest of the party?
You could make a history check.
I have this weird feeling that we might have spoken to somebody who would know the name, but maybe it was not made explicit.
Well, are we working together or?
Yeah, so I step back and like have my mage hand or whatever like brush the dirt off me. So I just stand up. I never do like
Right.
off myself. It's just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I say, all right. Well, it looks like we've got a name. Alice. Oh no! I thought it was that terrible noble woman. No, it's Alessandra with an A.
You jerk. Okay, I'll help you on a history check because my intelligence is not.
Okay.
All right, working together, we get a 21.
Nice. Okay, I was going to say the DC is 20. So, you don't actually recognize Alessandra Rayburton, but the name Rayburton is familiar. Dalmas Rayburton is he was a like an explorer. And I will say this: the current year we figured is like late 1400s, I think, right? Dalmas Rayburton was a Cormyrian explorer who left for Chult, who got on a boat, left for Chult in the year 172.
Whoa.
So, like 1,000 years ago, Dalmas Rayburton left Cormyr, ventured to the coast, bought a boat, got a crew together, and then headed for Chult and never came back.
I guess he settled here. Or something.
Well, we know, or I know that Mesirow was once this large city, obviously, but
Yeah, just for context, mesirow is supposed to be like 4,500 years old.
Oh, okay. So definitely like it would have already been established and like up and running when this guy got to Chult.
It seems like one of his descendants did something meaningful here, at least. I wonder whether it has something to do with Artus, whether he knew this woman.
You know,
Well,
something meaningful, or they just built themselves a statue.
Well, whatever it was, someone is still paying respects. Those flowers are not wilted.
And that leads me to my next deduction. That we
All right,
know
Sherlock.
we know somebody who is mourning someone here.
Certainly. So it appears that perhaps Artis has already been here and gone.
Does it smell like ham?
Not that you can immediately detect, no.
Yeah.
Just
it seems
checking.
like we've
Hey,
missed-
so idea randomly.
Hmm?
Last time we came across anything that was like relatively like this, we had to do the thing. So, are there any of those flowers around? Can we like put them?
Yeah,
You start
little fox.
rubbing flowers on yourself and eating snakes.
I am a little hungry.
The no hand gesture. Already looked.
Oh, maybe it's not that.
Where would one find orchids of this sort?
I have a question for you, Andrew. I mean, not Andrew. Adam.
Yeah.
Is there like any flower near just any flower, like grass with blue, like weeds?
Yeah,
anything?
I think so. Sure.
I go to where that is.
Okay.
I grab up a kobold handful
Sweet.
and
Okay.
I walk back over to the front of the statue and I turn away slightly and I drop them.
Okay. They like flutter to the pile.
Oh. Okay, well, it doesn't work with everything. I don't know. Thought I'd try.
Yeah. Sure.
So Little Fox and I asked about the flowers, so that would be a 17.
I don't think. Yeah, like the jungle. You don't
Just-
recognize.
okay,
Yeah,
there's
they're,
no
they're not like
specific
super
region.
specific.
No,
or-
they're just
Okay.
they're just a particular kind of orchid. And there's lots of orchids in the jungle.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just didn't know if they were like
Mhm.
blue ones or blue's not a color often found in nature.
No, they're not like all over the place, but you know,
It's not specific to
they're
a
not.
particular.
Yeah, nothing about them is like, ooh, these are magic special orchids. They're just pretty flowers, as far as you know.
We must climb to the top of Mount
Yeah.
Ubtao to pick the blossom on the. No.
Well, I suppose if we are checking to see whether this has anything to do with the illusion, Little Fox, would you mind having a sniff? I don't know how we would work out
I
otherwise. This is
Yeah,
Oh.
she
I mean,
waits for
it
you to
doesn't
ask
really-
real nice like that before she deigns to do it. So yeah, I'll check if I'm being asked.
but whether it's part of the illusion or not, I can't do anything. None of us can do anything to pierce it or take it apart. So
right. But if we
Yeah,
know
I-
that it is, then we can try some of the more esoteric, weird things like finding the flowers and putting them on and keep brainstorming that. Or it could just be like paying respects, right?
yeah,
So she reaches out and puts a big blue hand on the foot of this statue.
Mhm.
And you said it looked like there were multiple statues here once upon a time, but this is the only one.
You figure there were probably 7 in total.
Okay, and this is the only one that has any trace of it.
It's the only one that's left. Yeah.
Yeah. So she puts a big hand on it.
hmm
And yeah, like sniffing the air, feeling the thing for if it's, like if it's like weirdly mystically warm to the touch or whatever.
Okay. And so you're gonna use detect magic.
Mhm.
The statue, the flowers, the reasonably sizable pile of decomposed flowers, the square. All of it is part of the greater illusion that seems to be present in this place, but nothing here more than anything else.
Yeah, it's just all being affected by the same magic as everything else.
Yeah.
And yeah, she like picks up some of the flowers, like just a handful of like both the living and dead ones,
Mhm.
and like does that thing where you crumble them in your hand. And she like, squints at it and sniffs and lets them drop, and then just shrugs and like walks off to try to talk to a bird or something.
Hey, bird.
I guess there are no birds around here, but yeah, she just like walks off and looks at something else.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to like rest out here in the open, or you want to find somewhere like some halfway fallen building to hide in?
I think
Yeah.
that we're not gonna camp in the open in the middle of the town or whatever.
But
Yeah.
if you do camp in the open, then maybe whatever laid the flowers will come back.
It's entirely possible that it returns going by the pile, but who knows how often.
Okay, well, we should keep our eye on it anyway.
Okay, so you want to camp somewhere within viewing distance of this statue and pile of flowers?
I mean, preferably.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't mind staying to look, at least. I feel like I'm a piece of information away from understanding the significance of this statue, but just curiosity more than anything else for me.
I mean, so we have heard artists talk about how he needs to like He's referenced a woman before.
He has.
right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
His
what I was-
wife, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Somebody
definitely.
quoted him on Twitter to me earlier from watching an earlier episode where I believe his exact words were, "It's all fun and games until a magical curse takes away your wife."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think Little Fox kind of knows what's up because she also has a sense of like how freaking old he is.
Yes.
Because that was a conversation that you and I had,
Mhm.
Adam, right? About like her assessing him,
Yep.
trying to figure out his age. So she just kind of like nods, like she gets it, and maybe she understands losing everything. And there's some moody internal stuff going on for Little Fox. But yeah, she just like will volunteer to take first watch at our camp, wherever it is, kind of nearby.
All right.
Because she's all contemplative.
Yeah. So, and I think that's, of all the places in Mesirow, I talked a little bit about Mesirow being like eerily quiet. I think the center of the town has a sort of sepulchral feel to it. It feels like a place where one accidentally or unintentionally lowers one's voice just because like it feels wrong to speak out loud here, except for maybe Ishi. Everyone else, you have that sudden, like, there's a feeling of like, oh, we should, like, this is a place of quiet. Like walking into a funeral home and there's like a body in a casket. Like you don't just sort of like, hey, what's up, everybody? It's like you feel
Yeah, you're
quiet
right.
here.
Ishi's tone deaf enough.
But
that she
Ishi's
would-
totally, yeah, that's what I thought. So there is this sort of quiet, and I think night comes. It rains through the night, but you've hidden under part of a stone roof that still remains, and you can keep an eye on the statue. But nothing happens during the night, save for the weather. And the next morning, it's rainy. And so you wake the next day. Everybody mark off a ration, do all your long rest stuff.
You still marking off rations for me there, Little Fox?
Yeah, because Little Fox.
No, but I will.
Yeah.
And I'll update for yesterday. So I was at 6 eaten yesterday. Now I'm at 8 eaten.
Okay.
I got you.
All right. So yeah. So you feel pretty confident that you have seen all that Mesirow has to offer. What now?
I, for one, am glad that we did not encounter any frost giants here, because there was definitely some foreshadowing of that nonsense.
I mean, you know that they're in the jungle. You just don't know where.
Yeah. That has been on my mind. Just one of those would really mess us up.
Yes, it would be very dangerous to encounter them at this point for sure. So let's take a look at the player map, shall we? Let's talk about the plan. So I believe the plan was to head south along the Olong and then pop in
Kirsabal.
to Kirsabal. Pop inland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the question is, I guess, do we want to do that the long way and just hit all the hexes? Because we're probably not going to come back here. Or do we want to...
Right. So do you want to like cross now? Because you can't. None of this is passable as far as you know, because it's a big gorge. So you want to cross the river here and then like walk down and explore the jungle.
And the
here?
gorge is like a horrible looking rapids kind of zone.
I mean, there's cliff face.
There's cliff face. I think actually the gorge it's less like a bunch of like horrible rapids and more a narrow river at the bottom of like a very deep ravine.
Yeah,
Like
so we
the
could
Grand
boat up
Canyon.
it.
Yes, you can boat up it, but yeah.
I mean, I, for one, am all for not boat, but I still have some medicine that worked that one time. So
You should use
It
that.
is the gorge of maniacal laughter.
Yeah.
So there's the question of whether or not we even want to go into it with a name like that. But
It might just sound like laughter. That might.
But yeah, the boat is back at the shores of Mersbo.
Yeah.
Um,
You also everybody gets experience for that troll. Everybody gets 450.
Nice. The sound of XP.
I know, right? It's like everybody get their meal all at once and we're all eating. I gotta write down my XP. Okay. So yeah, what's the plan? What do you want to do?
I mean, I'm personally cool with doing the jungle trek and getting some hexes cleared down to Kirsabal, but like the river would obviously be faster. So,
Well,
and
I think-
also I'm better at getting food in the river, but I can also equip that spell.
I would prefer personally to map out as much of the land as we can. That's interesting to me as both a player and a character. So if we're making the choice, then we're not in any particular time
Yeah,
constraint.
I mean,
So just wander around.
I'm okay with taking a look.
Yep. As long as that's cool with everyone.
All right. Well, then, after our however day of crossing the river, being near the river, I'll prepare the create food and water spell.
Okay, so today's travel is just going to be about moving from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And while we're there, I can fish while we're in that hex, right?
Yes, tonight you'll be able to. Okay, so you set out, and then what's the bonus? Are you getting a blessing from Istitia?
Mm-hmm.
We're
We haven't traveled in a while.
No, I know.
Yeah,
You've been
so-
in mesirow this whole time. I can't even say it without calling it Merzbow now. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's my gift to you.
Boom! Istitia is so happy we're
To
leaving.
be fair, Merzbow rules, so it's fine.
Survival with a +6 at
Nice.
advantage.
All right.
Plus another 4, so a total of 10 today.
All right. So advantage with a skill bonus of 10, and you are in jungle, technically jungle mountain swamp. Okay. All right. So this day you spend crossing the river. Let's see how it goes. Okay. And then let's see here. Ooh, you find a cache of supplies. So
Whoa.
washed up, there's a crate or a barrel or something. We'll figure it out in a second. You find a cache of supplies washed up on the opposite shore, either from like a shipwreck or from another group of explorers on the river. Maybe the river has spatted out into the sea, but lodged in the soft sand. I get to roll on the cache table. So let's find out what it is.
Cool. It's a cache of snakes.
Table. It's a
Yeah,
cache.
right. It's a cache of snakes.
It's
Ooh,
a cache.
interesting.
Of deadly
Okay.
killing beetles.
So, you find it's a crate. At one point it had a like an explorer's company like mark on it, but it's washed off.
It's all like
Yeah,
scoured
all
away.
washed
There's
up
just
and
the little
scoured.
signs of it.
Yeah, so it's just like a crate in the sand that you have to like dig out or pull out if you want to you got to figure out a way to get it out of the sand first.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
When you're out on the shore.
yeah, I think I have a crowbar in my kit or something, some kind of pry bar, but just like get something onto the corner of it and pull to just like pry it up out of the sand.
You should, I think, have my shovel as well.
Or yeah, I do actually. I have a shovel, so yeah, I'll just dig it out. That's safest.
Okay. Make like a DC8 athletics check if you're doing it. What's everybody else doing while you watch Little Fox dig the thing out, or is anybody gonna help?
I am standing nearby going, ooh, stuff.
I'm looking
Sure.
at the actual container to see if it has any identifying marks on it as
Get
to
it.
where it came from.
16 to dig
Yeah,
this thing out of the
I
ground.
just help dig. I'm not strong, but so maybe I just like manage the bits that she's getting rid of so they don't fall back in and stuff.
Yeah, just like clear piles while she just gets in there.
Nice. Okay.
I like
All right.
digging.
So you dig up this box and you like pull it up out of the sand. It takes like an hour or so to dig it all up and drag it out there. It's not that big. It's maybe like 2.5, 3 feet to a side, and then you jam the pry bar in there, and you want to pop the crate open.
Oh yeah. I think maybe just like once she's got the crate on ground, she just comes up and then with the shovel just like breaks into a side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Okay.
and manually like pries the crate apart to get at the to like open one end.
Okay, cool. So inside, you find a bunch of waterlogged and damaged paper. It looks like paper that was going to be used for something. Some sheaves of small paper bound into like travel books. Some much larger rolls of paper jammed into larger cases. You find a box. It's still in pretty good condition, and when you open it, inside you find a set of cartographer's tools, like fairly fine cartographer's tools. They you find like a compass, and like there's probably nestled in some straw. You find some like sharp implements for drawing and managing a map. There's also several bottles of ink in different colors, most of which are miraculously unbroken.
Is any of this useful to y'all?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing counts as a set of cartographer's tools, which is an object in the game. Or you can break it down if you want to just like take the ink from it.
Aw,
Unfortunately,
paper.
I do already have a set of cartographer's tools, so it's less useful than it might be.
Are they
Well,
just
then
loot
I would just take the ink then, if you already had the tools.
Yeah, if you'd like the ink, I have my own ink already.
Okay. How many bottles of ink should I add to my list?
Let's say 3.
Okay. I have so much ink now. I could draw such a pretty picture.
Yeah, and they're like sealed.
Or you could
Jars.
do squid defense maneuver and just throw it in someone's face.
Mhm.
Yeah. What I'm more interested in, I suppose, is if any of the paper already has any areas of
No, these look like unused cartographer's tools. Yeah, they don't have any. Like this was the start of an excursion.
It didn't go very well. Considering that its tools are washing off in the river.
Yeah, it looks like it might have fallen off a boat on its way in here. That kind of thing.
yeah. So I say, well, I already have the tools, and hopefully I will finish the task that the people who purchased this set out to do in the first place.
I was hoping for like gems or I don't know, like snacks, maybe like
It's-
biscuits or something, but no, just paper. Stupid, useless paper.
I mean, this paper is very expensive paper. It doesn't make it any more waterproof.
Oh, look, water ruined it. Super expensive. Who cares?
You're just throwing paper in the ocean.
Pretty much.
Forget you, books.
Well, it is worth something. The implements and pens to write with.
I mean,
you could sell them for
this
bags.
bottle of ink is worth 10 gold. It's good quality ink.
I mean, it's actually not. The cartographer's tools, like you can't break it down and then sell it for more than the kit is worth.
Oh, well,
So-
a bottle of ink usually is worth like 10 gold.
Yeah, I don't know how much. I don't. These must be smaller bottles because it's the whole set is worth whatever a set of cartographer's tools are
Well,
worth.
they're like
Yeah, so
colored,
between
right?
five
So
and
it's the
nine,
small. It's like smaller colored inks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little set.
Set of cartographer's tools worth.
Cool. Okay, so that's all that happens this day. You cross the river. What are you doing with your boat? Are you just leaving it like in mesirow?
Well, we would cross the river with the boat,
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have to. It's shallow enough you could walk across here. But
but yeah, I think we'll just like float across.
The only place it's ever been shallow enough to cross on foot.
Yeah. And then like pull the boat up onto the shore and stash it somewhere. It's probably the smart thing to do.
okay.
Unless we want to bring it with us to Kirsabal and then take the boat upriver further. I mean, I guess we probably might want to do that. So yeah, I'll carry it again. It's pretty absurd.
100 pounds,
Yeah, Little Fox is like so sick of hauling this boat around.
little
but-
mule.
Yeah, God.
So
Alright.
don't worry. If we survive in this jungle long enough, eventually we will be able to fly. I hear there's magic for that. We'll probably find some.
So you're gonna rest, and you're going fishing, Arcturus.
Oh yeah.
All right, do it.
If I can, I haven't gotten to fish in a while, you know?
Little Fox mutters something to Malik about flying boats and how she would like to have
That-
one.
Is that enough to get?
It is, yeah. No, so a D6 plus your wisdom mod.
Because you don't need to carry a flying boat.
Boom.
I get 9 pounds of fish.
All right, so 5 pounds remaining after today.
Everyone eat some fish.
Arcturus is just like, I haven't been fishing in forever. Gets like the most fish ever.
Comes out with a marlin the size of a cow.
Because you can go fishing in like it's like almost the ocean.
Almost the
here.
ocean. Yep.
Yeah, it's that
So nice.
It's
semi.
the place where the fresh water of the river becomes the salt water of the ocean. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you fish. Everybody eats. The weather overnight changes from rainy to Ishi, dry and sunny. So you're going to be at a disadvantage if you got to do anything today. And yeah, and now we carry on. So what hex do you want to go into from here? How are we doing this?
All right, we're walking.
Yeah.
And yeah, let me zoom in to get a good sense of exactly what hex I'm in.
Do we want to walk close to the gorge so we can see
if you go south, you'll like one hex here. You'll be able to see the edge of whatever is there.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
I think I'm curious enough to want to do that, and then we'll go over one and then down like this.
Okay. Istitia, if you could please.
I'm not Istitia, but I'll ask.
I have to ask through you because I can't speak to the sea god.
Well, Istitia wasn't happy about you referring to me as Istitia, right?
Well, that's how it goes, I guess. All right. So, venturing southward, it's much slower going because you're traipsing through the jungle once more.
Yay!
But that's okay. It's okay to be traipsing through the jungle. Let's see how the day goes. Okay.
I love traipsing.
Noises. GM noises.
So, all right. So you're traveling through the jungle, and I think this is gonna be good. I like this one. So you're traveling through the jungle, traveling south, and as night begins to fall, as you sort of start to reach the place where the land is, you're climbing, right? Because the train goes up here. So you're climbing up, and thankfully it's not like raining because you're not slipping in the mud, and it's pretty good. And as the day starts to turn to night, as the hateful sun Ishi begins to dip behind the horizon, who's in the lead at this moment? Is it Little Fox or is it Malik?
It's probably me.
Yeah. Okay. Little Fox.
If we're climbing up a hill, then it's definitely Little Fox.
You stop because you see ahead of you. You see four shapes. They are up ahead of you, kind of up out of the brush, vaguely humanoid shapes, and the sun is coming behind them, so you just see their silhouette. So you can see head and arms. They're standing still above you in the brush.
Are they moving at all? Like I wanted, like, I stop everyone and I like examine these.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, to try to figure out what's going on.
I think like while you're making a perception check, Arcturus is like, now let's not get angry just yet.
Okay. Hard to make out more detail, but one is quite large, one is quite small, and two are sort of medium size.
I bet these are statues. Again, we always find statues overlooking rivers.
And there's like a low growl coming from Little Fox as she like climbs closer. And I want to try to sneak up on this stuff.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Uh,
Do you think you're passably stealthy?
Yeah. Like I just go for it. I'm gonna try to like sneak up on these things.
They don't seem to notice you as you approach, and you get within range of sight, and finally your eyes adjust to the backlight, and you can see there are four. They've been propped up. They're like crossbars of wood with clothes hanging off of them. One of them, the biggest one, has some painted yellow straw on top, and it's the head shape is like a gourd that's been painted blue, and it has two like thorns sticking out, like tusks out of the bottom of it. And in one hand, they've tied it looks like a hammer. It's not a real hammer, but they've crafted one out of like a rock tied to a stick. And it's like standing there, this big blue looking thing. The little one is a rust color, and has a like a floppy hat pulled down over top of the pumpkin.
It's scarecrows of us.
Yes. Yeah. There's a tall, thin blue one. And then there's one with a cloak and a battered lantern hanging off of a stick that it's holding, and they're just sitting out there in front of you.
I hope the grung put it there. That's what I hope. I hope it's from the grung from the bridge. That's what I'm.
This is a long way for the grung from the bridge to travel.
I don't know.
Yo, we are like.
I know we're in a different place entirely. But
Wait.
We are 200 miles away.
Okay.
Wait. So these are scarecrows of us.
Yeah, Little Fox like motions y'all forward.
Yeah.
And she I think she's just like standing among them when y'all come up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
They're really
not-
unflattering, and they all kind of make you look like scary monsters.
I say to Little Fox, that looks remarkably like you. I sketch in my sketchbook Little Fox standing next to the Little Fox scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Who have we encountered that would come here and make statues of us?
Who put the...
Perhaps those flying monkeys. Did any of them get away?
I see word of my exploits is getting around.
Ah, yes.
Little Fox kicks hers over. She's
like
like very
it tumbles
she's not
over.
flattered. She's not down with it and like crosses her arms and stares at it.
Really gonna make a Little Fox one. They'd have it on a spring, so you'd like knock it and
Yeah, they're not kobolds. They don't have spring mounted traps and what have you.
Is there any kind of like footprints around
Yeah,
that
can
would
we see
indicate?
us
Yeah,
on
make
what-
an investigation check.
Okay.
I will. Or yeah, there you go. The two of them can do that.
I mean, you should be leading the way.
I feel
then
like
I'm
what
not
I want.
very
This is an informal rules transition from Torchbearer, but I like the idea of if you came up with a plan, you make the damn roll.
God damn it. Okay. Then I
But
have,
you have advantage.
because got it. An 11.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there are some vaguely amphibian looking footprints around the area.
Grung.
Yeah, you see some
So
grung.
we are,
you see some.
famous among the grung.
I would say infamous maybe, but there are footprints.
What's the
in
difference,
the mud.
Adam?
Right. Yeah, grung footprints laying around in the mud.
Nods as good as a wink.
This is
I'm surprised that the little one doesn't have a shiny scarf around it.
Wait, did the Grung put this here?
I mean, who else would leave these type of amphibious footprints? I'm fairly good with spotting, waterish creatures. I remember what a grung foot looks like at the very least.
Okay, then.
Little Fox mutters something about them being stupid.
Stupid
and,
grung.
and then like keeps walking.
Awesome.
But I want to find the Grung that made a statue of me.
Do you have something else to give to them to ensure that we get through their...
I dig through my bag for a moment, and I pull out Vola's Guide to Monsters.
Yes.
We're not giving them that. I still haven't read the whole thing.
Okay, I put it away and I start digging through again, and I'm like, this! It's a potion of some description.
Nub has crawled out from your pocket and is chewing on the face of the little fox like the gourd.
Nice.
So like a little mousy face looks up and he's just like got pumpkin hanging from his face.
You're not supposed to eat them.
He goes back to chewing on little fox's face.
I just leave them.
I have a mess kit, which I'm assuming has.
You need that to like eat food though.
Do you have to?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you could just eat it with your bare hands, but like.
I mean, I just eat raw fish.
Are you Gollum? Are you so uncivilized that you just literally pull the fish out of the water and just start chewing on it? You don't even have the right teeth for that.
You don't know what kind of teeth I have?
Yeah, I do. Tritons are omnivores. You don't have sharp shark teeth.
I
wish I
have
had
a mess
sharp
kit
teeth.
as well, which is enough for the whole party.
You share one bowl.
So, well, no, it's not a personal mess kit. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it is.
No,
I think
it's only
or
1
is it-
pound. Yeah.
Yeah, mess kit is like
Okay,
a bowl, a
It's just your
mug.
stuff.
It's your
Yeah.
camp supplies. Yeah, your food.
Yeah.
So you don't need it to
what
eat,
else
but,
do
like,
I have that might be shiny?
I got gold.
Sorry, hold on a minute. We're not going all the way back into the base and
I have a holy symbol of Torm.
But they're probably closer than that.
well, they clearly think that we're something to be feared. They've made effigies of us. These aren't statues.
Or they really like us, and this is to say, like, these people are cool.
Is
Yeah,
there?
looking at them, they don't look like an artistic representation of someone who is cool.
Yeah,
Is,
but this is the first artistic representation anyone has ever made of Ishii ever.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
fair.
like
That's very
pretty
fair.
sweet.
You can take it with you if you want.
I don't think I can lift it.
So
Is the holy symbol that I got of Torm ages and ages ago something like shiny?
Sort of.
Oh right, I have the Order of the Gauntlet badge.
Moderately.
I mean, they liked the shiny thing, so I take it, and I was gonna give this back to Torm people.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a holy symbol.
It's a
I'm not
holy
gonna
symbol.
leave a holy symbol.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything that's really shiny.
Yeah.
All right. It
Unfortunately.
looks like, unfortunately, we're not going to go and.
I love that Malik is just like, all right, everybody, come on, let's go.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
as confused as you are, but I don't want to go and search for them.
All right.
Do you not remember that they shot poison?
But I also want to know why there are statues of us.
It's going to be one of life's great mysteries. And
Yeah,
maybe
so
I'll-
we fade out on this.
Why
conversation.
when you want to learn something, it's never one of life's great mysteries. But when I want to learn something, it's suddenly, oh, we'll never know.
All right, we need to take a break, so let's do that. And when we come back, we will take a look at Ataz Muhaha and see what's so damn funny about it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's the conclusion. It's the conclusion of today's episode. Today's the 20th episode of the show that we're doing, which is called Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation, which is the name of the adventure, and also could be a place. Let's go there. But let's start.
Sounds bad.
I'm not really sure I want to go to the place named Annihilation.
Let's go to someplace fun, like the chasm of maniacal laughter.
Yeah, let's go to Ataz Muhaha. So, I guess knowing that Ataz Muhaha is nearby, would you press on into the darkness, or would you rest? And do we get Ataz Muhaha in the morning? What do you think?
So this was at the end of the day that we found?
Yeah, the grung effigies.
Let's get a view in the morning.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see what it looks
I'm
like
not
during the day.
Able to see much of the gorge. With
I don't
no
have
light.
dark vision.
Okay, everybody eats fish provided by Arcturus.
Yeah. And I think it goes bad after today, right?
Yes, yeah. So check out that last one. The rain kicks up again, so it's just one day of sunny, awful weather. And the next day, we visit Ataz Muhaha. So I think I actually have a handout to show you. Let me do a quick check on the old Muhaha here.
The whole Muhaha.
These are all monsters.
Full of laughing cows. Moo ha ha.
Let's see.
Do you have the laughing cow cheese
Yes.
over there?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
It's a Canadian product, I believe.
So I have a map that I can put you on. That's what it is. I have a map layer. So kind of like Firefinger. So let's find Ataz Muhaha. I'll bring us all over here. And I will grab your tokens. So
Darkness.
chat. Yeah, you don't have your tokens on here. Chat, this is Ataz Muhaha. I will draw your attention to the upper right corner where we can see it from the side. Players, let me grab your sight objects and I will bring them over.
Don't grab my eyes, Adam.
I mean,
I
I
want them in
couldn't
my head.
grab them without grabbing the rest of your face, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, here we go. There you go. So y'all are in the little box now that in the top corner. I'll drag you up there. There you go. And now you can see Ataz Muhaha. And as with many of these objects, let me read to you what you see.
Does it have the dinosaur? Do we see a dinosaur?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not? There's a yeah. So as you can see, the laughing gorge of Ataz Muhaha is very deep at this point. The gorge plunges down at an almost vertical pitch. You are approaching from the east, so you can see that at the end of the bridge there is a pile of rubble. But what really gives you the feel for the place is unsettling noise. As you approach it, you hear the chattering and shrieking of probably like 100 or more monkeys. Clinging to the surface of the bridge, hanging from it, nesting in the ferns that grow from its surface, and they live amongst the carved monkeys that sit atop the bridge and hang from its undersides. So you can hear them. And they are all like shrieking and chattering. And as you approach, you find out why the Laughing Gorge is called the Laughing Gorge. Overlapping echoes of the monkeys start to rumble by the acoustics of the place until you hear a cacophony of what sounds like a single loud entity laughing. The sound of haughty, gloating laughter. This noise seems to startle the monkeys, who fall into silence. The echoes fade, and as soon as it gets quiet, the monkeys start laughing again and chattering and shrieking at each other. So it's horrendously loud, and it's echoing off all the walls. And as you approach it, you can actually see that there is a gap. I'll bring you down onto the bridge. Bloop.
So are we approaching the bridge from above or from below?
You're above it. You're coming. You
Okay,
came
yeah,
up
we're
the
coming
hill
here.
now, so you're all approaching the bridge this way, and you can see there's a massive statue with its back to you in the middle of the bridge. There's also a gap of about 20 feet that you will have to leap across or find some way, because if you
Well, we don't actually have to though, because we're on the correct side of the gorge for where we want to go.
I mean, yeah, if you want to examine the statue, I mean,
Right.
Yeah, to like check out this cool statue or do anything else with this.
yeah, you'll have to find a way across the gap, because it is. I know that looking at it from above, it looks like it's just some rubble on the ground, but this little area
It's
here,
like a 100-foot drop.
yeah, this
or
little area here is a 100-foot drop. So coming up to the edge and peering over, you see a shattered remnant of bridge 100 feet down, and yeah, there's a big old like a Patasaurus or a Diplodocus or something, like drinking from the river and looking around, and the monkeys, some of their monkeys on its back, cackling at each other and running around. And I think there's a couple of them that probably are like watching you from the edge.
Yeah,
of
from
the,
on the bridge.
yeah. So let's put them in.
Little Fox like reaches around in her bag and finds something that she can ball up and put in her ears to not get like deafened by the super loud noise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's like monkeys all over the place as you walk up.
All right. Well, we've seen the bridge. We've seen the and we should go now.
And honestly, you have to like shout at each other over the sound of the cackling of these
I think
apes.
probably we should leave. Right?
I really hate monkeys.
Well, and like Arcturus isn't really yelling loud enough for anyone to hear him, but he like says Malik's usually the one that wants to investigate statues. So if
Malik, you
go, then-
I mean, you know, archaeologically, the bridge is pretty interesting,
but monkeys.
but there are monkeys all over it.
If you can scare the monkeys away, I want to go and look at the statue, but I don't want the monkeys to be there. Little Fox can scare them away.
Oh, you want the monkeys to go away? Okay.
I short bow a monkey.
You're just gonna shoot at a random monkey? Okay. Yeah, make an attack roll. Which monkey? One of the ones on the bridge or one of the ones closest
No,
to
the
you?
one like closest to me.
Okay.
Anytime monkeys come up, my mind goes to the scene from
14?
the Pink Panther.
I mean, technically they're baboons, but yeah.
These are chimpanzee monkeys.
Yeah, these aren't chimps. These are baboons. So you got
14?
the like, but
They're
yes, yeah, you hit.
large monkeys.
7 damage.
Okay. You kill it.
Oh my god!
You just thump, and it just falls out of the tree and then thunk onto the ground.
Little Fox like wheels around and looks very angry and just like grabs your hands.
So when you lunge forward and you grab her, you hear the baboons all start to like and like shriek, and they're cackling and they're laughing as become angry, and they're all around you and they're yelling at you, Ishi, and Little Fox is like got all these monkeys looming in the background. What happens? What do you do?
Yeah,
I run
she's
away. I run away.
Malik just runs and flees. What about everybody else? Are you all just gonna run?
I mean, Malik's the one that wanted to look at the statue. I guess I hear the monkeys. I see Ishi, and I'm just like, oh gosh.
I didn't think that would kill the monkey much.
And so
And
they're
then, like,
starting.
I have my shield out and my like hammer in my hand, and then I see Malik like turn and run. I'm like, oh, so we're not going for the statue. And
Yeah,
like,
and like I think we're seeing them like jump across the bridge and like climb up.
Okay, well,
And like they're baring their teeth and like getting up and like waving their arms.
Little Fox, are we? Do you?
Malik's like halfway down the road already.
Yeah, Little Fox like has Ishi's arms in her hand and she just like shakes her head, like frowns at you disappointingly and says, "Go away." and then like turns around to talk to the monkeys.
Okay. Are Arcturus and Isha, are you gonna leave Little Fox here to the monkeys?
I will leave, but not far enough to be out of sight. Because if she gets overwhelmed by monkeys, I'm gonna be like.
I think it's just like I have shield and hammer out, and I'm like I walk backwards a little bit, like keeping an eye on like.
So the monkeys don't really seem to be paying attention to you, Little Fox. Like if Ishi starts to leave, they're gonna like jump down and try to like block your path.
Oh, okay.
Malik and Arcturus, you can like dash off.
No, I'm not dashing. I was just like backing away slowly.
So you let yourself get circled in by baboons?
I guess so. Yes.
Like you have the
There's
option
so
not
many
to.
baboons.
Yeah, they're just like appearing.
Control V with reckless abandon. Control V. Control V.
I know that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing, Adam, that folks can keep running
Except Ishi.
except
me.
Ishi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all those baboons I pasted in. Here they are. All right. So
I try to leave. I can't. And
I guess
my
okay. So
immediate
Arcturus, do you get away? Are you? have you
No.
left?
No.
Okay, so you end up caught in here. Okay, this is accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your movement? Your movement rate's 30, right, Malik?
Yes.
Okay, so I figure you're 120 feet. I'm gonna just put it in the red box. You're 120 feet
Yeah,
down the path
that's
that
fine.
way.
Yeah, I just run away.
Yeah,
He gets freaked out.
fled.
Run away.
Okay. All right. So for the rest of you, surrounded by shrieking monkeys. And these are baboons. They got the big scary teeth too.
I mean, I don't see another option but to keep stabbing monkeys personally.
So little fox just like is like, just be quiet, and she turns around and like puts out her hands and starts talking to the nearest monkey.
Okay.
And her voice, like she's big, so her voice is like quite low and can cut under the shrieking.
Well, I mean, you try, right? Like you start, if you're speaking at normal volume, as soon as you open your mouth to talk, they just shriek louder altogether to try to shut you up, right? To be like, no, we're in charge. We're like you're in our turf now, and so they're just trying to overpower you with numbers.
And then I'm going to roar like way the fuck louder than them, because they're like talking over me and interrupting, and so I yell at them to be quiet.
Okay, all right.
In Sylvan, in the same like language that she always uses to talk to animals, and so they can understand me.
Okay.
When I tell them to be quiet,
okay,
in my loudest and most commanding voice possible.
All right, we'll make an intimidation check. I'm gonna say probably the difficulty here. Let's see. What is the baboon's will? It's gonna be like an ob 6 intimidation check.
What?
So. There's a lot of them, right? So they obviously, I think you have disadvantage.
Okay, so my feature gives me advantage, so it's just going to be a straight
check. And that's on intimidation too.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think the difficulties
it's on any charisma check to do with.
And and charisma and intimidation are the pair.
Are connected. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right, and I will say the difficulty to intimidate a pack of baboons. Let's call it like 14. I think 14 seems reasonable.
Good luck to me.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, they're not having it. Roll initiative.
Okay.
So you roar, and then a monkey like throws a rock at you, and then the other monkeys just like come like flying forward in a berserker ape rage.
Okay.
So
is it fair for me to be raging at the start of this fight, Adam?
No, because there's a feature for that.
I guess that's
there's
true.
a later level feature, so you can't.
Well,
I can't just.
I hope you roll less than a 14 for initiative.
Okay. Baboonsk. So I mean they're pretty fast, but they're just baboons.
I mean, and they're gonna probably pile on Ishi first and foremost.
I killed one with a 7. I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue is they still get to roll d20s.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
Chaos plateau.
An amount of damage.
All right.
So if there are enough of them, if there's like infinite monkeys.
So Malik.
Scatter though.
So Malik, you are running. You've been running for several turns. You hear the shrieking. You hear the roar, which I think is probably what stops you at least for a second. What do you do? What do you do? You're first to go.
I turn and like look round, and I'm like, oh my god, they're not following me. They're gonna do something stupid. And he like turns back around, and he's like, because he's like clearly like he's scared of these things.
Uh-huh. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. I'm really curious to see what you decide. Yeah. Would you want the template just in case?
I knew this was
Here,
coming.
here you go.
I could kill so many.
Like one of those right here, somewhere. In that
I mean,
area.
the great thing about this is if you fireball us, I lose like all the blame. Like,
Adam, I think it's slightly smaller than it's meant to be. Is it a 20-foot radius?
Yeah,
or-
should it be one more?
yeah.
I don't know if it's.
I'll measure across. That was it. It was
Okay, it is good. It's on the grid.
Yeah.
I'm just measuring wrong. Okay, great, cool.
Okay.
That's the actual
Yeah.
coverage.
Okay,
for the
perfect,
fireball.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I like go to shout back. I'm like, what should I do? And they're like, they can't hear me because
Mhm.
way too
Can I
loud.
hear you?
And I was just like, good. Everyone wants me to do this so much.
I mean, you could choose not to. You will hit
Yo.
you'll hit all three of your friends.
You
Here's
could
what I'll
push
say.
it back. You could push it back one square, not hit
Yeah.
Arcturus, and
Don't hit Arcturus with it.
me and Little Fox will be fine.
Yeah, hit everyone else. That's okay. I mean,
All right. Here we go. We're using
Little
our
Fox is going to be so pissed after this fight. It's going to be legendary.
Oh. Okay. Right, and I look on myself and I see like the patch of like purple scales, and I like rub it, I guess,
Mhm.
really quickly.
Oh, nice. I know what you're doing.
So I cast Careful spell on
Oh,
Fireball.
nice.
So you hear Ishi, Little Fox, Arcturus. You hear the hissing sound that you have now known presages the explosion of a fireball, and then there is the explosion. There's sudden light and heat that passes over you, but you stand in a bubble where the fire like goes around you.
It still hurts them.
It still hurts us, but we automatically succeed.
Exactly, yeah. So your clothes and your skin are being like licked at by fire, but it doesn't hurt quite so bad as it would. The baboons, however, are not so fortunate.
Do you need me to roll damage?
Please
Well,
do.
'cause the damage hurts us.
Yeah, we need to know about what damage you do them.
All
You actually
I'll
wanna
try and
roll
that
low.
again, but we'll see.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
roll
no,
at least
no.
a 14. Okay,
It's a weak one.
yeah.
Okay.
Your heart wasn't quite in it.
Okay. So saving throws from the two of you, please.
Or-
They automatically succeed.
Oh,
Is
that's
it-
how it works. Okay.
Yeah, we
You
auto
take
All
succeeded
right.
this
So you
shit.
take 9. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's half. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to bother saving for the baboons because they have 3 hit points. So
Oh my god, I could have just used magic missile and like killed one and scared it off.
they all just
Yeah,
turn.
Except that
We saw what
except
killing one did,
I just
dude.
killed one. It didn't scare it off. Yeah.
Okay, so the area is suddenly full of
This
the
is like horrific. It's so
the smell of crispy
Not-
baboon as these apes are.
Holy crap.
Damn you! You blew it up, you bastards! Damn you! Damn you! All the hell! And yeah, just
every APCs from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
you see a bunch of smoldering monkey corpses laying all over the ground, just on fire, just burning monkey bodies.
And Malik he's like, oh god, what have I done?
The rest of the baboons flee in terror. Malik or Arcturus, if you'd like to make an attack of opportunity on that baboon, you certainly
No,
can.
no. I'm also in terror.
The shrieks go from shrieks of rage to like, and like one of them's on fire, and he like runs off on fire, and like tumbles down into the gorge. It's a whole thing. And then the fight's over because the rest of the monkeys like flee to the other end of the bridge, and the chuckling and laughing and like the noise becomes one of panic, and so all the baboons that were on this side of the bridge swing along the underside of the bridge to the other side and are like clustering over there, staying well away from whatever just happened.
Jesus Christ.
Fight's over. Good work.
Holy fuck.
And Little Fox just like wheels on everyone. She's crying. She has like these huge furball tears.
Yeah.
And she's just yelling like, "You said talk. You said don't kill." And like she cannot process why like we had that whole conversation about how we were going to talk to people, and then like both Ishi and Malik just like murdered things, and they were the ones telling her not to murder things. And so she just like throws a tantrum yelling at you guys because like it doesn't make sense to her, and she's really sad. And she probably like takes an ineffectual swing at Ishi, like almost punches you, like, and is like shouting at Malik down the way.
Ishi
Yeah,
like
she's like really upset.
She like looks really contrite. She realizes like after that she's made a horrible mistake. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that's like in the moment she didn't even think about it, but like looking back she realizes that she fucked up. So it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, I deserve this, you know, like while you're yelling at her. She got her hat in her hand, you know, like looking all sad. I can just
Even the monkey looks sad. Look at this.
I had to share it with you.
It's awful. I feel really bad, but at the same time,
I fucking can't with you people.
Look at his judgmental face. You'll be haunted by the ghost of this baboon forever. Why did you do this to me? Why?
And her like fit of anger just ends with her like sitting down, hugging her knees to her chest, and like crying because you killed all these nice little things. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, Little Fox just like is really sad and angry and is like sobbing into her knees and the roadway.
Yeah, being an adventurer is confusing.
What do you do? Let me just GM this game for a second. You have made your friend very sad. What do you do?
I apologize for. There's an apology.
I mean, Ishi's good. If Ishi is good at one thing besides sword fighting,
I think Ishi's approach here is to like grovel, cower, and beg. Basically, like she does the kobold thing of like, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry, Little Fox. Do you ever forgive me? But it's like legitimate. She's not like faking it. You know what I mean? Like,
and there's like partway through where one of her arms just reaches out and like grabs you, and she just like holds you like you're a stuffed animal, and is just like crying and hugging you, and is just upset.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. We were trying to get across the bridge, and I didn't think about it.
You know, like that kind of shit.
So Malik, you approach, and I think Arcturus, because Little Fox and Ishi are having this moment. You approach, and Arcturus would be the first person you'd run into. What is Arcturus doing when Malik walks up?
I think that like Malik, you look like the thing you were saying, like I've made a horrible mistake, sort of thing, right?
Yeah, he says no. He says like, what have I done?
I think that Arcturus would just be like, and then like point to Little Fox and just be like, it's not the time. Little Fox will go into a rage and like smash you. Just like don't.
Yeah, and he kind of just says like, just quietly, he's like, I agreed to follow the lead of the first person to act. They're throwing rocks, and yeah, I'll let her calm down first.
I tried to get the monkeys out of the way, Malik. I'm sorry. You said something about moving the monkeys.
The Laughing Gorge. Turns out its name was ironic.
This is the crying gorge.
Yeah, we have to rename it Ataz Boohoo.
Okay, anyway, yeah, I think that fuck this gorge and the statue. There's no way I
The
would.
real question, Adam, is how much XP do monkeys give us?
All those monkeys, because I calculated it. Let me get my calculator here.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All those monkeys are worth, let's see.
Give you like 20.
You get 45 experience each for the monkey.
Yes.
Nice.
Jesus.
Worth it.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Was it though?
Yes.
45 experience points worth of regret. That was the experience that we
And
had.
so, like, I assume the party, like, we like are all
Mhm.
like we gather up. Little Fox finally is done crying and like stands and like does the like wipe your face thing, and her eyes are all red, and she just points at the statue and looks at Malik and just like insistently points at the statue and says, go to the statue, look at it, and then like indicates all the dead things and it's just like, they're all dead, make it mean something, go look at it.
Okay. Yeah, so he walks over to the edge and like looks at the rest of them and okay, I'll be right back. And he misty steps across.
Okay. Cool. So on this side of the bridge, you can see much closer the statues of these monkeys. They've weathered over time, right? They've been sitting out here in the rain for generations, so they're quite worn down. But you can still make out the shape. They're obviously still like monkeys, and they're just like crouching on their little platforms, looking at you. Normally there'd be baboons among them, but you frighten them all off to the other side of the bridge, and they're making just like nervous monkey sounds from over there, just that kind of like ooh, 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 like something bad gonna happen. They're getting ready to run as you approach. I think some of them like scamper away, and you see the statues here. You notice too that there are symbols of mazes carved prominently onto the surface of the bridge. They kind of interlink. And on the supports as well, you can see there are these maze carvings. And so yeah, you get closer to the statue, and in the center of the bridge, as you reach the midpoint, so you're sort of the highest over the gorge. I think from here, even through the rain, you can see maybe like a I don't know what they'd be called, a flock of like pterodactyls, basically pterodons, kind of like soaring by in the distance, closer to the ocean. And you approach this stone statue. The statue sits at the midpoint of the bridge and consists of an imposing stone, like probably twice normal size, human, like Chultan warrior, wearing a war mask. He's hunkered down like a panther, ready to pounce. He's facing away from you right now. And like the monkeys, the carving is highly stylized. So like we were talking about before, you know how like the analogy here was like you were talking about before the portrayal of the Monster Hunter monsters in the booklet. It's like that. It's like a person very like clearly carved this way. It has some similarity. It belongs to a different era, but similarity to the carving of the crocodile on the man's back. In its eyes, as you walk around to the other side, in the statue's eyes of the mask, there are two bright gems that glitter and flash even in the dim light from the rain. Lying near the feet of the skeleton, or of the statue, is a skeleton, a human skeleton, and you can see really clearly that several of its bones are shattered, like broken. But it's impossible to tell whether the injuries happened while the person was alive or were caused by scavengers after death. Like if the monkeys like broke the bones to get at the marrow or whatever. And then yeah, sitting at its feet is another one of those carvings of a labyrinth, big labyrinth carving at the bottom of the statue.
Okay. Well. I make notes about it. I write a bunch of stuff. But how would he think about this? I don't think he wants to take the gems because they're where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not about just like pillaging things for the sake of it.
Yeah.
It's when things are lost, he likes to return them, but they are where they're meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
You had a bunch of archaeologist questions, right, Dave?
Pardon, sir?
You have all your archaeologist questions that you get to ask for free or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's when we come into a ruin, and this I'm not sure this is relevant. I'll paste it. But...
Yeah, I don't know. Like Adam,
the funny thing is, like, yes, it's a ruin, but its original purpose is to cross the gorge.
Like, it's just really obvious. It was made by the Chiltons.
Yeah,
and is a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose I'd know how much the statue's worth.
Like,
or the gems.
Yeah, you can determine the monetary value of art objects more than the century old. I don't know, lots, but it's huge and heavy. So like,
right.
Thousands of gold probably. But again,
if you could take this whole bridge and move it somewhere else.
Historical knowledge as a background is interesting because it demands that the GM give you a number, one single number, but it's like this would be different value depending on the market and like who's buying it and where it would be kept and like a private buyer versus a museum. Like,
but something to the order of several thousand gold.
Yeah, totally. As a historical object, it's just made out of stone. But
yeah.
Parts of it are covered in like lichen, like the labyrinth is partially covered with it, and like up part of its body, there's like moss that's grown. And you see that on the bridge too.
I'd like to clear away some of the lichen and get a let's see, what have I got? Got any charcoal? I got some charcoal.
Like
perfect. Yeah, I'd like to make a rubbing of the like labyrinth inscription.
Okay. Yeah. So you can scrape away the lichen with your knife.
Yeah. I'll just make a little rubbing. Just paste the paper over it and just black chalk over the top.
Sure.
Is this panther warrior figure a like known historical or like mythological person?
Someone can make a religion check. Someone who's actually looking at it, right? Like,
I guess like
you're too far to have any. Like, he just says it's a panther guy, but it's not. He's crouching like a panther. He's wearing a non-animistic like war mask.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Can
I long jump 20 feet? Does anyone remember what the rules for long jump are?
Cool, right?
My strength is 18.
You could probably just about do it.
Just about is a dangerous thing to say when you're jumping.
And then land 100 feet down.
It really is like
you run 10 feet and then you can jump your strength score.
Yeah, so I would be 2 feet short. It would be the thing where you're like just
and then bang, you'd hit the thing and fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Little Fox also wants to apologize to the monkeys, so I'm gonna try to like throw a loop of rope over this statue.
Okay. I mean, Malik could tie it to the statue if you throw it.
Or Malik's over there, yeah. Do we just want to like take some time to get everyone across using a rope?
Yeah,
are we crossing?
Well, at the very least, Little Fox wants to go apologize to the monkeys because it's important to her.
Yeah, if you motion that you want me to come over and help.
Yeah, it's not something we need to dwell on super hard, but yeah.
No, it should be fine with rope to make sure that you get the extra bits on the jump. And I've got a bunch.
Well, hold on. Don't go moving your token yet. So Malik, you're gonna go back and you want to tie the rope to this monkey?
Yeah, we'll try to tie it to one of the statues or something as an anchor, and then.
Okay, so Malik, you get to about there, and you actually it's here. You start passing the statue.
Shit!
The statue begins to come to life. As you walk by the statue without doing whatever it is that it was set to protect, you have upset it, and you hear a rumbling as it like stands up and starts to turn towards you. and the animated statue looks pissed.
Oh. Does it make a surprise attack or?
Oh,
So yeah, we'll handle all of this, but
next
rather than get into a big fight with a statue, let's cliffhanger it right here. So that's what we see, right? Is that Malik, you turn and the thing is like standing up and like unfolding its arms, and everyone else on the other side of the bridge, you can see this stone statue turning and like reaching for Malik, and we'll find out what happens next
I love that
time.
the statue isn't like, whoa, hold up there, friend. You gotta do. It's just like, I murder you now. It's like very all or nothing.
Yeah, totally. What happened to my favorite baboons? He's pissed. He's pissed about what happened with the monkeys. So so we'll cliffhanger that for next time, and we'll find out the nature of the stone golem situation when we come back next time. In the interim, let's do some shout outs. Distracted Elf, aka Ishi Snaggletooth, aka that's not my real voice. Why don't you go first?
Hi. I'm Distracted Elf. You can follow me at twitch.tv/DistractedElf or over on Twitter at Distracted Elf. Or pretty much anywhere else on the internet. Distracted Elf. It's me.
Excellent.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you very much. The world's saddest / angriest furbolg, Andrew.
Is there a specific word for being both sad and angry at the same time? I wonder.
Probably. Like where you're so sad it makes you angry, or you're so angry it
So
makes you
angry
sad.
that you're sad.
Sangry.
Sangria, that's what it is. That must be it.
Does the sangria make me sad or angry too? One or the other. Drink enough of it. We'll go one direction.
You can find me on the internet in such places as @CommutingCrow on Twitter or twitch.tv/actualfactual. I designed a game called Girl by Moonlight about tragic magical girls, and I'm playing that on Actual Play. We did it last night. It's like every other Thursday. It was real good. Yeah, stuff like that.
Excellent. Thank you. Given Charlton Heston a run for his money, it's Malik Al-Ghurib as played by Dave. Dave, where can people find you?
I don't know. In a cupboard somewhere, badly. I'm not happy about it.
Jane Goodall is very displeased.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yo, Jane's gonna be pissed.
Jane's gonna be real pissed.
Okay. Dave_him on Twitch and Dave_the_him on Twitter. Yeah, it's a really good session. Silliness, seriousness, silliness, seriousness. It was all over the place, but that's really cool sometimes.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Cool. Thank you, Dave. And last but not least, keeper of the tiny dog. It's Blue Jay. Blue Jay, where can people find you doing stuff on the internet?
On the internet, you can find me at twitch.tv/bluejay or on Twitter at bluejay_712 or on either Instagram or Patreon at bluejay712. Random assortments of numbers and underscores. You can find me running my first game, Dungeon World. Adam Kobol's award-winning tabletop role-playing game, Dungeon World, featuring Sage Latora on the drums on Sunday, the 25th at 1 p.m. Pacific for some cool folks, including the man himself, Adam.
That's me. I'm that guy. You can find me doing that on Sunday. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. As mentioned, my name is Adam Koble. You can find me on Twitch under that name or on Twitter at Skinny Ghost. You can find back issues, episodes, shenanigans of this show by visiting our YouTube channel down below or popping over to twitch.tv/Roll20 app, which is where we do our Burning Wheel show as well. So definitely come and check that out if you have the time. Stick around because as I understand it, it is a significant episode for the Dragon Friends. We're actually giving them a couple of minutes to intro their show this time instead of just cutting it off at the last possible second. So Dragon Friends, good luck with your season finale. Have a good time. You will catch us in this space at this time the next time, and we can find out if I get to push Dave off a bridge. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you next time. Send your adventuring party deep into the jungles of Chult. The Roll20 module of Tomb of Annihilation includes the full contents of the original D&D book and adds immersive features like dynamic lighting on all battle maps, character sheets with one-click actions, copy and paste quick encounters, and other interactive features like puzzles and a player's map of Chult. Your next campaign can begin with just a few clicks. Get your copy today on the Roll20 Marketplace.